I can no longer, after the Steam overlay update, directly join through Underdark. I have to search in the multiplayer menu.
Okay. I'm restarting Stellaris just to make sure it's not anything on my end.
I'm just gonna restart Steam.
Actually, that's a good point. I should do that.
What is the server name called?
It's down right now. I'm restarting it.
It's down.
Oh, Chiro, I've got some Grimworld questions while we're waiting.
Shoot.
So, I beelined for gun turrets, and then I built a bunch, and then I got raided by a bunch of people whose guns way outranged all the gun turrets. I just shot them from a distance and killed them all.
Yeah, gun turrets aren't the best. At least the initial ones aren't the best for just putting out in the open. You don't want to do that.
Okay.
Because
So
it's a balance thing. If they could outrange every single weapon, then what's the point of doing anything except building a huge fuck-off wall of turrets, right?
Second turrets the auto gun turrets are much more effective. Than
Yeah, the auto
gun
the ass piece of shit ones.
effective.
and they seem
What
like
you want to do with the first ones is usually I make a little bunker, which is just stone walls with sandbags, for my colonists, and they'll have sniper rifles or bolt actions behind it, and then I'll put one or two of the turrets to the sides and in front of the bunker where the enemies will come from, and those turrets will protect any people from getting rushed, while the your colonists will be able to take out the people from a distance.
okay.
Yeah, but once you have the autocannon and the anti-armor,
All right, guys, try
turrets,
connecting again.
those can
Yep,
shoot
working on it.
pretty much anything from any distance. They do massive damage. Really expensive though.
Can we
Okay.
figure out who we're missing?
Nell,
No.
Here we go.
Dragon, and Lizard.
Wasn't Nell
Well,
dead?
Nell, Lizard and Dragon are the same people, right? Or are you talking about Nell's friend?
Dragon Eye. I think that is Nell's friend.
Yeah, I've been trying to get a bunch of basically free renewable resources, because it looks like things like steel you're gonna mine out. So,
Yeah, but that's gonna be a long time, and generally you can trade for steel pretty effectively once you're mid to late game.
okay. But yeah, like I've got my little alpaca farm going.
Yeah, that will help with trading. Usually the easiest, like least intensive way of making a lot of money is just drug farms.
Okay.
Smoke leaf to smoke leaf joints is a pretty good one, because
I
almost
just-
everyone will buy it. Also beer, if you can get that, is also a pretty good one.
Yeah, I just planted some hops and smoke leaf, but then there was a cold snap and everything died.
See, I have
here's
my
Nell.
producing greenhouses already up and running.
So, can anyone successfully connect?
I
No.
It says connecting, but
Mine finally just now timed out. It says unable to connect to the game server. This may be due to restricted firewall settings. Please refer to help for
it's
possible.
the new Steam UI. If you search for his name in the game browser, or just search for VIP in game browser, it works fine.
So
And
you
you're
can
in there?
connect.
Yes.
No, I don't see the box that says to approve you.
Oh, well, let me put the password in when I did it that way. I can try again.
Yeah, he's at the very bottom for me, guys. You scroll all the way down.
I have found him. I'm connecting
Yeah,
again.
I timed out the first time.
do you
I've
see,
timed out twice, so
Yeah, I've timed out twice so far, but I was able to put in the password.
Everyone's on 213.
Whatever the stable is, I didn't change anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, 213 Niven.
Yeah, I was just making sure like it pushed out for everybody. 'Cause that is the stable range.
Is it 42.6 or 42F6?
Alright, I killed it, so I'm trying to see if there's any settings here. I know, there are no fucking settings or status updates.
Is everyone on 42?
Yes. Yes. It's
Alright, guys, I'm going to try something. You guys try. I'm going to make a game. You guys try connecting to me. Let's see if it's a dark issue or if it's everybody.
okay. I admit that.
Password is the same.
Connecting.
Yeah,
in.
I'm in.
Dark issue.
Yeah, it's gotta be on your end.
It failed when I tried off of your name, but then when I did via the menu, it worked.
I did connect through the list, and his under your server went down before I could connect him
Oh.
to the list. So
Well,
I don't know if that's a
twice,
solution.
so-
If it's back up, I can try again.
Yeah, try
But
again,
yeah.
AGR.
But yeah, connecting to God worked just fine. I am connecting.
Oh, God wasn't doing hot join though. That might be the difference.
We need to retest.
I'm just testing.
I'm still connecting. I'm
Underdog
still in the
Stadium.
infinite connect.
Yeah, this is taking longer than I'd like.
It should be
Um,
near instant.
Yeah.
I'm
it's-
retrying this. Let me. How do
Right,
I do
kill it.
hot join?
Yeah, it's not unusual for it to take up to 30 seconds for me,
Hotdogs
but
just
this is
have
taking
when
longer
someone
than that.
joins after the game starts. So you just have to start a game.
Say again?
You
No, I was
should
just
plug in hot
explaining to
join.
God what hot join was.
Have you
I
had
mean, as far
network
as I can
settings
tell-
change, Hunter?
Dark, it's probably
No, I
something
didn't change.
here.
I changed absolutely nothing. I haven't even booted up Stellaris since the last time we played it.
Weeks ago?
Yeah.
You changed anything on your network? Because I mean,
Nope.
it was saying that it was related to firewall something or other.
It's exactly the same as it is. If they change something on their side, didn't tell anybody, they can go jump in a fucking lake.
I'm gonna try and join Gods.
Finding multiple solutions for old versions of the game. Apparently this has been an issue for a while. Could we potentially send the save to, I don't know, God or someone and just have him host?
Don't I need like a beefy PC or something or CPU?
No, you just need a beefy network.
How beefy?
1,000.
I have a 15 megabit up, and we're basically at the limit of that in terms of latency.
Mine is capped at 5. I have like 200 down, 5 up.
I have about 13 up. I believe Tiro has like 50 up, so...
No, I downgraded. I used to have 50 up, but
Oh.
well, the thing is, my brother's not paying for the internet anymore, so I don't have to. I can't share his really good internet with him.
Okay, so for me it says unable to connect to the game server. This may be due to restricted firewall settings.
Yeah, I got
We all
that
got
twice.
I haven't changed anything on my network. If they changed their requirements, they need to fucking publish it!
Who's got the best upload speed here, guys? Let's work this out.
It doesn't matter, because if you don't change your network settings to match whatever the fucking bullshit they did, it doesn't matter who hosts it, it won't work. Did you guys actually get to start a game?
God,
Yeah.
we were able to get into God's lobby.
I will.
No.
let's
The
start
lobby's
again.
different. The lobby's a different thing. You actually, can you get to the galactic map?
Yeah,
You want me to start the game and then have you guys join?
Yeah.
Yeah.
sure.
Alright, I'm starting
I can
the
get
game.
5 up.
Yeah, I'm getting 10. I can get 10 up right
It
now.
has started. So.
Alright, sent a connect request.
where do I see the connect request? Oh, okay, I see it.
Oh,
Alright.
yep, it says waiting for hosting play to accept instead of just connecting. And
Yeah,
that's what
it works. It
Yeah,
works.
Alright.
So it's a dark thing? Or is it a save
Could be.
game thing?
Yeah, the host is currently processing other hot
Yep,
joiners.
it's transferring the save right now.
Alright, so what do we have to do?
Just hang on. I actually found the fucking bug notes. Let's see if they actually changed anything.
While we sort this out, I'm going to take like 10 minutes and go grab a sandwich from the 7-Eleven. I'll be right back.
Godspeed. Good luck.
Alright, I'm back. What's going on?
Yeah, I'm at the map.
What are we
We're-
having an issue with?
Under is experiencing a problem where nobody can connect to him, and he's looking at the patch notes to see if he can identify
No,
the
they
issue.
they said absolutely nothing about the network.
Have you
Well,
tried turning it off and turning it
Is
back on?
is it possible that there's some kind of? I mean, you clearly have an internet connection right now.
Yeah.
But there could be some kind of like routing issue with the game servers or something. I mean, it's hosted locally, so it's not. I don't know.
What?
Try restarting
Uh,
your computer, but yeah, I'll be back in 10 minutes.
I usually save after we call it, but I did not save this last week, so I will not. be
Oh,
able
that's
to
right.
do
Hayes
it.
probably has pretty good upload.
If you want to send me the file, though, I could host it.
Until I figure out what the fuck's going on with my network. Because now Firefox is saying it can't even get DNS resolution for this. The hell?
Yeah, so maybe you're having some weird, quirky network issue at the moment.
Revenge of Sammy.
Can somebody check to see if Under can connect to a server? Like,
Yeah, Under,
Some
can you connect to
hosting.
God's server?
Well, hold on. I gotta fucking redo it now. Give me a sec. Alright, just started a new one.
Sure, send me an invite.
because it doesn't really
Of course,
solve
you
our
don't
problem.
show
We
up
can't-
as actually being in Stellaris for some reason.
No, because I'm not. I'm looking at my router. So send me an invite. And it'll start it.
What?
Get that.
I'm getting connecting, requesting hot join.
You are in.
All right.
All right. Well, that means at least transferring the save is potentially a viable solution. I would be pretty aggravated if we transferred the save and then Under couldn't connect.
Let me try one thing real quick.
Personally, blame the French.
So what are we trying?
I'm going to create a lobby real quick, and I want to see if people can connect to the lobby. All right. Can any of you connect to the lobby? Because it does say the server's online, so it can heartbeat it.
Connecting.
Yep.
In the lobby.
Yeah, so it might be a save issue.
Yeah. Well, you
You
can try
wanna
and
just
roll
restart?
back one save back.
Yeah.
See if
That's
that.
gonna be a lot, though. isn't it?
Well, why
Just
don't you
look
just
at
if
how
it's
back it
working
is.
if it's working now, why don't you just try the save again? And if it doesn't work, then
Yep.
try to save back.
Yep.
Maybe your internet was just like fuck you for a minute. Because
Could
I
be.
mean,
And we can try a previous auto save. We don't have to.
Do you have a copy, Hayes?
no, I haven't been. I didn't last
might.
time because after like every time of like doing that for weeks, I was like, I've never needed these. I'm gonna stop doing this. And then of course the one time.
Yeah. Anyway, I went back one autosave. By the way, I have an autosave monthly. So,
Yeah, it's not bad.
That's not bad.
Requesting a hot join.
Well, I'm saying, why didn't you just try the normal save though? Maybe it was an
It's
internet
working for me.
issue. Yeah, but this is the month back. Why don't you just
it's
try
actually
the,
2 days ahead of the main save.
auto save?
Yeah, like I made the save, then because of Stellaris, it auto unpauses when you finish making a save. It went 2 days ahead. And apparently this is working. So, it literally just did not like that save.
I'm fine with this.
Waiting for hosting player to accept. Awesome.
Okay.
Well, I'll start getting you guys in here, and we won't unpause until Spectre comes back. Because he went to go get a sandwich. So yeah, it is totally just a fucked up save.
So on an unrelated topic, what are your thoughts about giving all characters access to
No.
first level sneak attack dice, and then just
No.
giving rogues an additional level
No.
on top of that?
Time for another
No.
purge.
No.
Well, rather than that, AGR, look into the DMG.
No.
There's some optional rules for flanking that might be
No.
better than
No.
giving everybody sneak attack.
That's a thought.
No.
Speaking of which, Distinction was very interested in joining you guys when you start a new campaign or whatever.
Great.
That's awesome.
Yeah, now it's
As soon
not
as these guys get
posted.
eaten by Eldritch Gods, I'll start something.
You might.
I've
reach
woken
out
up
to
3 of
him.
them. I've
He's
only
a
got 2
little,
left. Gotta catch them all.
I don't know if you guys know, but I've been messaging every like new person individually whenever they join.
Oh, beautiful. Have you heard
Server.
back from?
Half of them, no, but
Okay.
It's
some of-
mostly Sammy bots. He has 400 accounts in our server.
Let's see. I got a reply from Rasta Impasta. I didn't get
Yeah, that-
anything from that person or that person.
It's actually just all alt accounts of people we've banned. So
yeah,
like
that
Jasper,
Sammy guy.
Sammy,
He
Bree,
faded
Mario.
into irrelevancy really fast.
Yeah, I
All these
think-
people.
I think out of like the 7 people I've messaged, I've gotten 3 replies.
7 bans.
I will say though, Nell, keep doing that because that is way better than how it has been up until this point. So it's still an
Well,
improvement.
I just say, you know, like, hi, welcome to this Discord server.
Well, I
There are any
like
games
the
as my rules might be
public
assigned.
version because if they actually do reply, then that not only gives them a chance to say something in the chat, but then other people tend to reply like, "Oh, hey, what's up? I also play that game." Yeah.
Mhm.
And we can
I've
get more
seen it
people for
happen
D&D.
in other Discords. But guys, you know that announcement I posted?
Which one? Yeah.
The last one.
I don't know which one is the last one.
Don't read it. Except
You
unless-
just
Oh, I
gotta, like,
muted those
click
ones
on
because they
my
kept
entertainment
spamming on
film.
me.
You muted the one channel we're not supposed to mute.
Well, you kept spamming it, so I muted it.
I have not spammed it.
What
I-
channel are we talking about?
I
Announced?
posted messages before it was public.
Is
Yes,
it the one about
announcements.
updating the
I just-
VIP roster?
Yeah, you want to
I
know
don't
when
read
people
that.
message me?
Zero, right?
Zero.
I was gonna say, like, yeah, I don't want to do that.
Didn't like a couple people at the meeting say they would help do that? I swear.
Yeah, I think Lizard maybe or
I want to point out that I did
Rhino?
not say I would help you.
Well, you could. I didn't say that either. So, but
See, that's an HR thing. I'm IT.
Well, you could always
I,
just check the video.
I
There's
was
always
staff.
that.
I was
Well,
staff
hold on.
management.
Hold on,
so-
I took notes because I am a responsible adult.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's why I was asking you because I
Let
remember.
me find my notes, dude. They were fucking buried in some cesspool or somewhere. I found them. Fuck. Okay.
So does anyone remember what's going on?
I'm at war on two fronts. We've all been vassalized
Vassalized,
by the
yeah.
Great Khan.
Oh, right, except me.
Oh yeah, me and someone else killed him the first time, so he needs to die one more time, and then he's dead.
I just regret not giving up to him immediately, honestly.
Same.
I
I
have
spent
not had any problems with him so far.
I lost
He made
3
him-
entire fleets.
I didn't lose any fleets. I just lost 1/3 of my territory to him.
Well, I also lost a bunch of territory, but I'm more upset about the cost of replacing all those fleets, sending me back super
Trust me,
far.
it costs more to retake all the systems because I had to spend the influence. I
Oh, yeah,
had to
don't-
spend the materials.
That's the other big one. Like, I don't have the influence to get these systems back. Very obnoxious.
Dude, I totally don't remember what the fuck is going on.
We're at war with
I'm
the
at war with
Shrek.
the Shrek.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
So am I, though, so you're not alone.
Okay. I've got a 12-ish K fleet holding the position here to the north.
Right,
But
you should
as
start
I-
pushing
if I-
it.
Well, if I remember, they have some very, very significant fleets floating around.
Those all got blown up. They have a 6K that's right next to me that's coming over because I'm about to take a planet from them. I
Yeah,
blew up all their other ones.
I don't
I'll
think
try
we
and go for the
thought.
homeworld.
I don't think we thought this through because now that we've all joined him, he gets so many levy fleets,
Yeah.
auxiliary fleets.
Well, that's
Literally
my
just
point
has-
all along. That's
He
why.
has 80K in my territory alone, 80K of fleets. And I'm looking around, I see 30 in the Pinwood right next to me. I see another 50 in what was used to be Grand Lizard. I mean,
But he,
there's
I don't think he ever, like, absorbs us formally, so when he dies in, like, 20 years,
We just fracture off, and there's a Khan civil war, where basically we're just set free, and his territory fractures into like 3 or 4 different empires.
Dark, I'm gonna take their capital.
Take whatever you can reach, God. You don't need to coordinate with me. None of this territory is critical to me. So
Well, it would be nice to whittle these guys down to the smallest possible number
no,
here.
you don't understand, God. We're killing the Scrack. I don't care what territory you take in the process of doing that. I want them dead.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I don't give a shit about this down here, but
Exactly. So yeah,
what
no,
I'm-
you
what
saying
I'm
you want to go
saying
for it?
is I'm gonna take. Well, no, I mean, like, I'm just gonna invade the capital. I'm gonna do that. What I'm worried about is he has those 3 worlds off to the east. He's got that world to the west, so he could potentially hit me from any number of directions or flank into my territory.
Right. Right now, I'm taking that lower right one that's isolated. I'm gonna head up to Cariano, to Wu, to the other two, Othavonia and Detonal, and maybe Rana if you haven't taken it at that point. But yeah, my plan is basically I'll just start sweeping north, cutting off his supplies. He seems to be somewhat focused on me at the moment because I'm actually taking his territory where you're just sort of on his border.
Okay.
I've also got that war to the east. That's why we're waiting for Spectre to show back up. Because him and I are...
2 wars?
I'm in 2 wars, and on 2 different fronts. Like, if you look at my empire, I have the Skrek on my left, and then to the very right, I have the D-Spattle clans.
Where did they come from? Is that like?
Oh, they've been the people I've been at war with a couple times now. we're just fucking each other over left, right, and center as much as we can. Mostly because we hate each other's guts.
At first, I thought having all these wormholes in my territory wasn't gonna be bad until the Horde used them to split my territory.
I'm calling the D's panel clans. I had to double check to make sure they weren't parrots. Or spiders.
No,
I don't know what they are.
I no longer have any wormholes in my territory. Thanks to,
I have fairly large.
Oh, wait.
What's really stupid is the main one he came in. I had my highest station with max defenses, and if I would have had a fleet there, it would have stopped him. But alone, the station didn't, so I lost my most powerful station. 'Cause, fuck.
Yeah, he sent in a 5K, a 5K, another 5K at me, and I just basically sat at my fleet there shooting them as they come in through the wormhole. Then he sent a 50K at me, and I surrendered.
See, I could have taken the 50K, even with my fucking.
Could have. If I had pooled all my fleets and didn't have 2 wars going on, I could have taken them. I could have at least held off a single 50K fleet. But I didn't want to risk losing my territory while I'm fighting 2 different wars on 2 different fronts.
My thing is my territory zigzags. It doesn't go in any straight line. So if you look in the middle of my territory, it makes like a Z shape from that wormhole. So it goes right, then down to the left, and then down to the right. And I was at the bottom, so there's just no way I could get there. And I was like, all right, whatever. He could come in. I'll get to him eventually. And then by the time I got near, I was like, nope.
So if you look at mine, that wormhole in Tadaska, on the right, that's where he came in. 40K of my battle fleet, all the way over at the left by the Skrek at the time.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the one shitty thing about the new jump system thing.
Yeah.
It really fuck you.
This is why I want to kill the Skrek so badly, because once God and I have borders, we can at least be sure that we're not going to pull some stupid bullshit like the Skrek keep doing.
How are you doing, Gecko?
Other than the fact that I now have no minerals and I lost some very nice territory, I'm fine.
And I'm back.
Tell me about
Great. We got the server
If I
running,
had
so it's waiting for you to
influence, that
join.
would help. I mean, as soon as the con dies, I can take back this stuff. It looks like it's a small... Well, it's from the Jubri Horde. Hold on.
My territory just got carved up when that whole war started.
Who are we waiting for?
Spectre.
Yeah, it's transferring save.
Yeah, Gecko, if you can, I think that's your territory.
I just said transfer and save.
What are you talking about? Talking to Gecko. Gecko, if you can, I can't tell if this is your territory or not. I think it was your territory. Do you see? Let me see. Where is this guy?
I guess you can't follow.
Do you see Gorim?
Roughly where is it?
You're north east.
North.
Past Epsilon Indy.
That stuff is no longer my territory.
Whose is that?
So all of that was my territory, and they took it all, and then cut me off with their own colonies. That is the something horde.
Jibru.
Jubru horde.
It's the Great
yeah.
Khan.
Exactly. Yep. So they're just spamming colony ships all over that right now. Not colony ships, but actually they might be colonizing it. Not sure. But they're at least claiming it all with star bases.
Yeah, I'm noticing it. All right. Well, I don't think I'm gonna be able to hold them off. I think they're just gonna.
Yeah, they did that to some of my stuff too, and I can tell you right now, when all this is said and done, there's going to be some hefty consequences.
Yeah, you're gonna have to surrender because you see that wormhole there? That's how they popped in and got me. Took over the technocracy.
Well, I'm not at war with them because I was vassalized, but
Oh.
I'm trying to. They screwed all my star bases here. So basically, oh my god.
Yeah.
Why can I not enter my own territory? The helper. What? What? I can't go through my system? Yeah, I'm gonna try and send a construction ship over there to take that planet where they're gonna try and rush to, but I think we've lost all that territory, at least until the con breaks up, and we'll have to declare war and take it back.
Yep.
Problem is this fucking Ganva asshole over here is gobbling it up too.
Yeah, but he's not, well, did he surrender to the Khan yet?
He's independent, it says.
Oh, yeah. So the Khan will probably fuck him up a bit. Anyways, which will be nice. In fact, I might just declare war on him right now. Shit, I don't have any influence to claim stuff, never mind.
We good to unpause?
I'm good.
I'm happy with that.
I'm good.
Hostile stationary asset engaged. Alert. Spaceport engaged. Ground invasion units have achieved all objectives.
Did
The fuck, dude?
anyone else get that stutter?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's because I took over a planet. Give me a second.
So while we were paused before the game fully caught up with what everyone was doing, I was able to make several claims on a quote-unquote allied AI through
Yeah,
the.
you can. I think you can go to war with anyone under the con. Just
Which makes me wonder if I wouldn't have been able to declare war on him too.
Gavana just joined oh, no association status.
Alert. Station engaged.
It seems like we're getting worse performance than usual.
Yeah, significantly.
Yeah, it's very like it stutters a lot.
What is this?
It's because we have too many fleets moving around. Because half the galaxy's fucking at war. It was doing this last time, too.
Construction complete.
Oh yeah, that's a good point.
Alert. Spaceport engaged.
We have a bunch of AI alive.
Dissected.
Heads up, Dark. He just popped out another
Hostile
complicated
stationary
lead.
assets engaged.
Anyway.
Hostile fleet assets engaged.
Now, why didn't they force you to status quo on that war under?
I don't know.
Alert. Spaceport engaged.
It's time to start moving transports and start fucking those planets.
Trying to.
Oh my god, the performance is awful.
I haven't really noticed. I'm not sure why I'm not noticing this issue.
FPS is like way lower than normal.
I mean, FPS is you, but the lag is me.
Maybe my settings haven't changed.
I've noticed a little bit of stuttering, but I'm not seeing.
It's very
Oh, I
stuttery.
see.
Well, the
spectrum
stuttering, that's
going
me.
to the
Yeah,
yellow
that's-
and the red a little bit, but not
That's the
much.
fact that, you know, we're literally having these massive wars all over the place.
God, my FPS is way lower too. So it's not just you. It might be something that changed in the past.
I don't have my FPS counter up, so let me.
Well, normally I start the game at 60, and mid-late game I drop to about 50.
Yeah,
And
right now I'm at like
bouncing
50 to 30. It's just dropping randomly, like
I'm
down to
bouncing
30.
between 20 and about 40 right now.
Yeah, the
I'm only
performance is
getting like
totally fucked
60.
up.
And it's still a lot better than last time on my laptop, but it's not great.
Construction complete.
Yeah, it's like so stuttery, it's ridiculous. The FPS are just going all over the place radically.
As the wars shake out, it will settle down.
Yeah, the con specifically is huge.
Yeah. Like, there's fleets all over the fucking galactic map, and they're always moving.
And not only that, they are not made of giant Titanic ships. This is still mid-game. So
Yep.
there's a lot of like
I don't know
small and
why,
medium
but
stuff.
Slinga's Empire is giving me energy for
Yeah.
nothing.
Yeah, they don't want they want to improve relations with you. That's what they're
They
doing.
want what?
They want to improve relations with you.
Oh,
It's a
okay.
bribe.
For some reason, they think you're powerful.
But I'm not though.
Well, don't
Better
tell them
that
that.
Inspector God and Gecko, according to the scoreboard.
Apparently, I somehow went up above AGR.
Oh yeah.
I have a pretty decent gap between all you guys, but
It says our fleets are equivalent. It's just you have better
Yeah, I
tech.
mean, I'm equivalent to both of you, but there is enough of a gap that he's pretty far ahead on the AI.
it makes me good to know God is the only pathetic empire in this game.
You're funny. Yeah, when all my fleets were screwed by the Skrek, or not the Skrek, the people. They came right through all my empire
Hey.
and carved it right up.
I didn't
No
see any
assistance
carving.
from anybody.
I saw they carved my territory.
No,
All
they-
I saw on the map.
Shit.
I hate how they have.
1/3 of my territory.
I hate how these guys get to pass through territory because I cut them off and then they moved through and colonized that shit
Technological
anyway.
acquisition successful.
I'm more pissed they're taking 114 minerals and 100 energy from me.
Mhm.
Fuckers.
That's
Oh,
annoying.
jeez. Oh, wow, yeah.
And the 30% fleet cap.
You're taking half of my minerals.
Yep.
I don't have any fleet cap left to get my battleships. Not that I haven't researched, apparently. I thought I did, but I guess not.
Costs
You're back.
8,000 to make a habitat, right?
It's 10 by default. There are things that can discount that. Mhm.
Ship fragments
Oh, yeah,
dissected.
Finished my first one, but the colony's not set up yet.
Ship fragments dissected. Ship fragments dissected. Construction complete.
Whoa!
There.
And passed away naturally. Successor. Now fighting each other. So what do we do now?
Whatever you
Break
want.
away.
Why are we still vassals?
You have to, like, break away and... Oh. I'm assuming that once it starts to sort out a little bit, we can try and, declare independence.
Should we declare independence now or wait till our wars are over?
Probably till
Well, we can't.
Dissected.
We can't yet, anyways, because when you try and talk to them, it says that no one.
Why do we have to
is-
fucking talk to them? I want to stop sending him shit. I don't need to talk. I don't want to talk to him. I don't give a shit what he says.
That's a good point.
Solid argument.
Why don't I see him in the list anymore?
Because he died.
Because he died.
Yeah,
There's still the horde and
like,
stuff.
how do you-
man.
Yeah, how do you actually...
You don't. You don't.
I think what's gonna happen is they're. Yeah, they're still. No, it's still there
They're
in
just,
the list.
they're just continuing to implode. Let them implode for a minute, and then we'll just see what happens.
My understanding is there's gonna be a bunch of small empires that it breaks up into.
We're gonna kill them all.
That
Every
seems
last one. Wish there was an auto upgrade feature, like auto upgrade my buildings. There's no reason I don't want them upgraded. Why do I have to manually click 20 tiles on every 9 planets? Come on.
Yeah, that shit's annoying.
Like I have like 9 planets right now, and I just upgraded the energy thing, and I have to click every single fucking thing. Like, come on.
This is ridiculous. I just keep spitting out ship after fucking ship, dude. Can't even fucking refuel.
Technological acquisition successful.
You fucking weaken this guy right next to me. I'm gonna go wipe his ass out. Guess we'll probably still have to kill that station though on each of our home worlds. No, I guess we'll find out.
Planetary pacification protocols initiated.
It's odd. He's moving this 90k in unison, and it's just all labeled the Jibu Horde, not auxiliaries. So one jump away
Stand
from
by.
my home system.
Ground invasion units have achieved all objectives.
Oh god. The hierarchy of Gavana just joined the Galactic and Entente.
Yeah.
So that sucks.
Well, in their federation, they can't declare war on you.
Oh. Why do you have a bunch of AI in it?
Because there was pretty much no other way to make this federation happen
Hostile
after everybody
stationary
left it,
asset engaged.
and we had an AI in it at some point. So I invited that guy too. It makes it less likely that I end up in some sort of peril because of my neighbors.
He's kind of super weak. I was actually thinking about attacking him.
Well,
His
I
fleet
will-
power is currently pathetic due to the Horde.
I will not send my fleet to help him, so...
Who else is in it?
Whatever this guy next to me is, I think. The Tendrazun Hegemony? Hegemony?
Yeah, no, they are
They're
overwhelmed.
right next. Yeah,
and they
they're right
like me.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to hold them in. I kind of protected them from the Horde, so...
Yeah, they are good neighbors.
Yeah, you had a couple buffer states there.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there!
Like a good neighbor.
But yeah, if you could kick out the hierarchy of Gavana, could probably just wipe them out. real quick.
Hey God, guess what I got yesterday?
What'd you get?
My certification in mental health first aid.
I'm sure that's very prestigious.
I'm now certified. I can now respond to the mental health calls and be able to
Alert. Hostile
effectively
fleet
resolve
assets
them with
detected.
my weapon. I mean, my verbal skills. Whoops, did I say that out loud? Taser, 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 what?
What? I didn't see anything, officer.
In Kansas, if we have a reasonable belief that you're mentally ill and that you're going to cause harm to somebody, we could involuntarily detain you to mental health.
I think California has that.
Most
as well.
states have that.
Yeah, we have the 5150 in California, which is not used enough.
So, like on
That's
Lasagna,
very
I could take him right in. I don't think anyone would need any convincing.
Yeah, we have-
Well, basically, at least in Michigan, the law is the police can force you to go to the ER and get evaluated by a psych there. And they can admit you, but the police can force you to go.
Yeah.
It's really cool here. We have our own mental health agency for the county, and then my department actually has their own mental health people, and they like respond to mental health calls with us, and it's pretty cool. But I gotta relearn about schizophrenia and bipolar and antisocial and all the good stuff.
You should watch some of your parents' home videos.
Oh no, Gecko, this would be your video, sorry.
He has
Technological
videos of your
acquisition
parents?
successful.
No, his parents.
Taboo Horde.
Hayes'
one of
parents'
my
videos
systems.
of Hayes from
You
his
missed
childhood.
my joke.
Wow.
It was a good joke though.
Somehow the Horde got one system of mine, and I do not remember this. Oh, apparently there's a
in the middle of mine for no
planet?
reason.
There's a planet? Oh my god, I think it was like primitives, and they somehow took control of them. Yeah, my primitive tab is gone, and now they have this fucking... What? That's fucked up. What the hell?
You know what? Fuck these people. I'm going in.
Alert. Fleet unit offline.
I'm gonna wipe out this assembly, motherfucker.
I'm waiting to become Federation president so I can suicide. I mean, no, I mean suicide. Suicide the entire Federation fleet into the enigmatic fortress.
And then you're gonna leave the Federation?
Yeah. See, he gets it.
I just wish. See, I don't want to go to war with the Federation because I like this AI on my southern border.
It's basically the Stellaris equivalent of getting to be a guild officer, stealing everything out of the guild bank, and quitting the guild.
Nice.
Yep.
Does that happen often?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Somebody just comes in and gets.
If you're an
access.
idiot in how you set it all up and you trust the wrong people, yeah, it can happen.
Yeah, it's an MMO. There are people that do that all the time.
Some of your guys' stories about was it Star Trek Bridge, whatever, where the undercover fucking infiltrator people.
I'm talking about EVE Online, but
Yeah.
Oh
you
yeah,
know
I
what?
know you are, but
Nah, Bridge Commander
I
was
remember you guys.
some
I don't know
seedy
what
stuff.
game you guys were talking about, but some crazy shit like that between clans.
Yeah, we used to have an intelligence division.
Are you talking about
and we
British
had-
Commander?
Yeah.
What'd you say?
Alert.
Because they were talking about seedy shit going on with people being put in charge of certain things with certain groups, and I was remembering your conversations about the
Alert.
clan
Science
wars on
unit
Bridge
offline.
Commander and
Oh, they
infiltrating
were
other groups.
so good.
It was
That would be a lot of fucking fun.
It was the
Planetary
most fun
classification
I've had
protocols
online game
initiated.
ever. Because it was like its own world. Like there was wars and non-aggression packs and protection packs and
an intrigue.
yeah, it was like a game of Crusader Kings in real life. I mean, it was.
so
Like,
you're
literally,
basically
we
saying
had-
you LARPed it.
I mean,
No, we really disliked those people, and we really did. We really did have like intelligence.
legit.
Construction.
We had
complete.
Word documents of like what the terms of our agreement with that person was, and then there were signatures at the bottom for the diplomacy division members, and then from the leaders of each group. And these pacts were strictly enforced, and if anyone ever broke something in the pact, it was a whole big deal. It actually lead to a war.
We ran servers with specific rules, and people would go in and break them, and we'd have declarations of war. We'd have non-aggression pacts. We'd have alliances. People were.
Yeah, so you'd have your
Yeah.
server and your rules, and then this whole other clan would show up in force and be douchebags and just blow everything up. And so then we would have a war.
We would have time when one of our allied clans would dissolve, and there would be like discussions over whether or not they were going to merge with our clan, and sometimes
And
we'll
we
get, like,
did
a large-
merge with quite a few clans. I don't remember
Yeah.
where Ojima and all them came from, but they were a pretty big one.
Yeah.
We took like 8 or 10 of their people in.
Yeah, and we
That's
had
how we
the
got into
security.
Galaxies.
Yeah, that's true. That's how we got into Galaxies. And we had our intelligence division, and we had all kind of spy
Yeah, dude.
operations that were lots of fun.
See, and the other thing was the other divisions really knew what the other was going on. You had to be in the division or at the top to know what was going on, because we had diplomacy, we had security, we had tactical, we had intel, we had a special attack group division called Odin Spear. Another
Sounds
cool
like
thing is
Haze.
we had people make we had a signature guy, and we had signatures with we had every single rank, and we had like 20-30 ranks. Every rank had a specific symbol that you could make with just your keyboard characters, and that was put on each of the signatures along with your division badge. The best part about a promotion, besides getting kicked from TeamSpeak, was your new signature.
Yeah. It was nice because we had no shortage of artists making that stuff.
Yeah.
This is gonna be a close fucking fight. Let's just wipe out my ground armies.
Those are
Construction
the
complete.
days.
They were good times.
There could be a game.
We should find a game like that, dude, where we just have.
See,
some
if fucking
interesting shit.
Star Citizen would be what it's supposed to be, it would be a game where you could actually do all that on such more of a grand scale. And that kind of shit happens with Eve, but I mean, this is.
Yeah, but Eve is spreadsheets online. So
It is spreadsheets. That's what I mean.
I
It's a
liked
different
playing the game, but I am way too risk averse for that shit. I'm too high strung. I can't.
See,
do
what
it.
Star Citizen's supposed to be is definitely a game where you could have something like that.
Okay, so in the next 20 years, if we're still around, we can get into Star Citizen.
I mean, it's like, so people had something to see here. Our group, like community, to be a staff member, you really don't have any incentive or anything cool about it, except maybe you get admin. In our group, you got a fancy, cool rank, you got a new title, you got a brand new signature, you got a promotion.
Every time I got a promotion, I felt more smug and superior than I did previously. And I gotta tell you, man,
Awesome.
me as a person, something you gotta know about me, I really enjoy being smug. I
Really? I
a
wouldn't.
lot.
It was ironic. I was like 3 ranks ahead of AGR, and then I pissed off the co-leader, and I got demoted, and then AGR passed me again, and then I surpassed him again.
Well, I passed
Do you
maps for a long time, and then I just disappeared. Then I just disappeared.
Well, you did do your disappearance.
Yeah.
See, I disappeared, but not. I went and played some MMO I played, and I got in a group with that, but I still came around.
Well, the
You
only
did
like,
not come around.
it was just too much of a fucking pain.
You mean you were on a leash?
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
it was awful.
you
On a
were.
leash.
Yeah.
Ugh.
He had this crazy ex, well, I'll call it a girlfriend, and she like made him come into her team speak with just like
She's
the
just
two
one
of
of those-
them.
She was one of those manipulative sorts that's all like separating you from your,
Yeah, she
your group of friends
separated
and
him
messing
from
with
us.
your brain.
And would not allow him to like play
Construction
games with us,
complete.
and he could only play games with her. And even when I tried to play games with him and her, it did not work
It
out.
was miserable. I have so many horror stories from some trying to play games with her. I remember playing League of Legends with her and playing as a carry, and she was playing as a healer, and she would be vitriolic. She would just be spewing hate that I can't even repeat here at me. If I did not go out of my way to make sure she got as many kills as me. I had a slow ability. I mean, I'm playing a DPS character, so I was using my slow ability to slow down the enemies, whittle them down to 99% of the way, and just try. And whatever I do, don't last hit them. Make sure she gets half the last hits. Whatever I do.
Technological
Why
acquisition
did
successful.
you do this? Was this, did you know her in real life, or was this like an online fucking
Oh,
thing?
I dated her online.
Good lord.
Yeah, it was.
She also had a very iffy
Bad.
mic where it sounded like a robot.
No, she had a good mic.
Ah.
Her mic was.
Generally
she,
voice.
she had she had multiple
Technological
mics.
acquisition successful.
You got confirmation this was a woman, right? At some point.
Yeah, it was like I had her on webcam, but not until like we
Special
were
project
already fighting a
complete.
lot. So I did not have a fun time.
I mean, she was so crazy. There's no way that could have been a guy. So, but
Construction complete.
But I mean, there would be like absolutely no redeeming value to that person.
well, she like absolutely hated our clan leader, and he like hated her, and so she didn't ever want to do anything with him. But I'd still try to come and play. But she's very difficult, as AGR's highlighted, to play games with. So, yeah.
She was. I can't describe how unpleasant that person is, and I don't know how.
And this was for a long time that you.
Yeah, I let it run for a long time.
Yeah.
I tried.
Let's try and infiltrate this primitive planet that just hit early space age.
No, just land your armies.
I'm taking the last free world up here.
Sure. I mean, you can take Detonol or Flovmini or whatever. I
Oh
don't
shit,
care.
they still have one fleet. Hold on, I gotta go
Construction
intercept this.
I only took the station in Gzarak because I kept spawning a fleet there when my fleet's in Wowu, and they would force me to go back to Carino. And
I just want to
Fuck
kill
that
them off.
noise.
That's what I'm concerned about. I don't care where the borders are. I just want them gone.
exactly. If we have a problem with the borders after the fact, we can fix it later.
Yeah.
Because I'm not keeping these planets. I'm purging them, and I'll
Yeah.
recolonize.
Acquisition successful.
Definitely.
I don't bother with purging. I've just put one of my people on there and then change it to machine planet.
Yeah, I
Hey,
can't
Jeff,
do that yet,
Rich.
so.
Bridge Commander days were fun, but I think I had just as
Dissected.
much fun in the JKA times as well.
I'm not allowed to land my armies.
What is JKA?
Jedi Knight
Play?
Academy 2 or 3, though, when you played with us one time.
Yeah, that really old one. Yeah.
Yeah, we ran servers in that every day, all the time, and we had duels constantly, and we had AGR making us custom maps. He made such cool maps, and a lot of those maps, even before that, they'd build maps and they'd build secrets into the map. Like, you'd have to go behind a chair, crouch down, and press your use key, and it would open up a secret room, and
Sometimes they had like complicated puzzles where they'd have buttons hidden throughout the whole map in random ass places, and you'd have to find them all.
See, I don't know. I'd like to find a game to expand to that just opens up more than just the standard, you know.
Yeah, games now don't have that depth, man. They lack warmth and depth.
Me and Venom and Tiro were talking for like an hour or more yesterday. I think it was
Like
yesterday.
3 hours we were talking.
Yeah, really long time about games that maybe we wouldn't normally consider that we could maybe try and get the community on and get a server,
It's just,
whatever.
There's
Because
not.
I used to run before VIP, about a year before VIP. I used to run a Battlefield 4 group, which had about the same amount of people as VIP does. And that lasted for like a year and a half. We had our own server.
Construction
We popped
complete.
every day, all that kind of shit. We had a hardcore server though. We didn't play the normal version. And that was a lot of fun, honestly. I mean, it was. I'd go back and do it again. It's just, The problem is that game was sectioned off with DLC.
I'm always down for a shooter. to have that
Construction
server, and especially
complete.
some established like Battlefield.
Yeah.
But
Well, if you play the hardcore,
that's how I
server-
play
Yeah, well, yeah, it's like Insurgency. It's comparable to Insurgency in time to
to
kill.
an extent. That's how I
No,
play
I'm pretty
in Call of
sure.
Duty,
I'm
too.
pretty sure Insurgency.
Initiate.
The editor for that
System
is just
survey
like the
complete.
Hammer editor. So I could make maps for it, but then you couldn't really use them.
No, so it'd break the
Have
Have
matchmaking.
you, have
Yeah.
you ever tried to use the Insurgency version of Hammer Editor? It is a pain in the ass.
Well, I don't know, but I know Hammer is extraordinarily similar to the GTK Radiant editor that.
Oh yeah, it's
Yeah, Hammer is,
it's actually
but
the
there's a
new
custom
version of that.
Hammer.
Yeah.
It's like this.
One of
custom
these days, hey Joe,
version.
you gotta dig up the screenshots of all the different maps you made in different games and put those up. AGR was
I'll show some of them to some of these folks.
he's a pretty legit map designer. He made games in Mountain Blade or maps in Mountain Blade. He made maps in JKA. He's made maps in RTS games. Quite a few. You did in the
I don't
Lord of the
really-
Rings one, didn't
I don't
you?
really. Yeah, I don't really consider like mapping in most of these RTS games to be like mapping, because a lot of the time those resources come with the game and they're really simplified enough to be like something that anybody can use.
AGR made a map in Jedi Knight Academy. He made our logo into the map. We had a wolf head, wolf pack. He made like the command center have like in the entryway like a wolf head above the like reception area, and then I think on one of the tables, the giant long meeting hall tables, you put like the wolf head into the table.
You know what's funny about that now is with the Clone Wars shit and all that, they made like the Wolfpack cannon or whatever that company clones or whatever it was, and now you see that in the newer like the Battlefronts, and it's modded into like.
Were you playing the new
Battlefront
Battlefront 2?
2. Yeah, I've been playing the new Battlefront 2 a little bit. It's much better than it was, but it's still
So you bought it after you refunded it.
What did I end up? I don't remember what I ended up doing.
I remember you refunded it and
I
pre-ordered.
remember I refunded it after you guys refunded it, or after I heard that the refunds were
I
happening.
don't remember. I may have bought it on sale or something. I don't fucking know. Some point I picked it up for probably a sale price. I wouldn't have paid 60 for it.
The one thing I'll always be down to do, and I think it would be so much fun, is to get into an MMO.
No.
Days you
Ah.
and MMOs, I've seen that. You just stand around.
You Tiro, that was one
It's-
time. That was
let's
after
sort
I
our
returned.
stickers.
I returned
Let's
to the
sort our
game.
stickers.
No, AGR
Yeah.
could testify to this. After you return to a game, after
You were
so
waiting
long,
for
you have to
for
go
2
back.
hours.
You have to go back through your shit and be like, oh yeah, this is cool.
All your
Yeah.
cosmetics. We were
Well, no,
waiting
and
to do a
AGR can
raid.
comment on
Oh, I
this.
remember that.
If
Yeah.
you
It
if you
takes.
come back into an MMO you haven't played in a long time, you have to change your character's look. You gotta make
Oh
them
my
look
god,
even
you're
more.
so fucking
Well,
gay.
all I can tell you is every time I've ever come back into an MMO, I've had about 20% of what I know still in my brain, and the rest of it I've had to actually remember. And during that time, I spend a lot of time fucking around.
Yeah, that's fine. Except
And I only
You
did
were
it that
just
one
looking
day. It
we were
was
looking
that
through
one
cosmetics
day.
for 2 hours while we were waiting to do a raid.
It was one day. I did
For
not do it
2
again after
hours.
that.
Me and someone else were just waiting
Dude, you
around.
gotta do a lot of, deciding. There's so much to get, MMOs can be a blast though too. It's when you get to the end game of a game where it's got a really good end game where it's like the raids or the
Oh, like
dungeons,
Destiny
whatever
2?
it is. Yeah, I had the most fun in Destiny when I did raids. It'd be so frustrating because you'd always get one retard in a group, but it was really fun. That was the time.
Actually,
Remember when we tried to
Gates-
do it with what's his name?
Oh God, Kato.
Kato.
Jesus Christ. I still
Kato!
had fun, even though he was so stupid. I still had fun doing it. I liked the puzzle, the challenge. Even if you knew everything, you still had to do it exactly right or you mess up and all wipe. That's why you need a core group to do a game like that in.
Hey, Hayes.
Wait,
The new update and expansion for Destiny 2 really fixes a lot of the endgame problems.
I mean, I didn't really have any problems. So...
Wow.
Well, then,
There were no problems with that game. That was a great game, and it
I
died
didn't say that.
barely.
Like Angry Joe or whoever said, if you liked the first, you were gonna like the second. That was the exact case.
well, when it came to like endgame content, there was
System
like
survey complete.
fuck all to do.
No,
Yes,
you
guys, I got a very cool sticker. It's very rare. It's my
you
special
do your
sticker.
weeklies.
Guys, I have
you
40
do,
stickers. I need to sort through. It's gonna
It's
take
like
me about
one
2
weekly.
hours to go through my stickers.
you do your weeklies and you do your raids.
Yeah,
I
but
want to
now-
just
now
mention
they have like double the
mention
weekly,
the
double
experience I
double the raids. No,
This is my
Destiny
favorite
2 released
sticker.
DLC that locked vanilla game content.
Okay, that's where the issue.
Paywall.
They fucking did that with Lord of the Rings Online too. I own the game in the first expansion, right? And when they went free to play, they locked a bunch of fucking content that I owned.
Yeah, they were happy about that in Lotro.
Oh man.
Lotro was such a good game though on release back when all MMOs were not free to play and microtransaction heavy.
I remember playing a lot of music and hanging around and having a really good time,
see-
but I actually didn't have that much time actually leveling.
Yeah, because remember why in our specific case, Confed leveled without us.
Yeah.
So all you had to do is level by yourself. But when I first played, I had a group I played with, and there was 2 people I played every single
I
thing
went
with.
back
We didn't
to
do
it
anything
not
without each
that
other.
long ago, and I played a Guardian, which I didn't want to do because Confed was playing one, and I played a much less fun class instead.
Technological
And
acquisition
when I came back to
successful.
it, I played a Guardian. I had a lot of fun, and I got pretty far. I passed all my characters from the good old days, level
Well, see,
wise.
the other thing about that game is the lore. I love Lord of the Rings up there with my top, probably number 2.
Yeah,
of the lore.
I
in
will
the
have to
world.
tell you though, if I were playing Lord of the Rings with you guys, all I would want to do is mostly fuck around. I would ride around, play music, and like
What?
you'd be off doing a quest, and I would show up, jump around, hang out for 20 minutes playing random tunes, and then I'd fuck off somewhere else.
So what you're saying is you
Another
basically played
game.
Gandalf.
That's exactly what I would do.
In the Hobbit.
The whole time.
Or
The
like
whole time you
Red
level.
Gas, one of those other wizards.
Ship
It's a
fragments
really cool game,
dissected.
but like nowadays it doesn't look great, and if you play
Yeah, it
you will be
doesn't
very unhappy.
anymore.
Communications alert.
They have
You know,
HD
the-
textures
the-
now. They don't actually look HD. They look like trash too.
The other one that I liked because of the lore and I was
Construction
pissed you guys
complete.
stopped playing after beta was Star Trek Online. And when it first came out, it was very simplified and there wasn't
I
much.
have it
I-
installed.
I played
still-
Star Trek Online.
I have a max level character, and I have
It
it
was-
right now.
It was Cryptic's
don't
what,
like it that
second or
much.
third MMO at that point.
Yeah, they had done Champions, and they had done something else. Did they do the Secret World too?
I would be down to
Maybe.
play some fucking Star Trek Online. I haven't revisited that in like 4 years.
I'd have to start it. Well, what you know? What
I'll
happened?
log
I
into it,
stopped
but there's not
playing.
really any.
I stopped playing because my account that had
dissected.
max level stuff, the really good ship, all geared out,
Got hacked or
got
something?
hacked. Yeah, you remember. It got hacked, and I tried to go to Cryptic and be like, "Hey, my account was hacked in between this time period. If you just reset it or do whatever to go back to the last time I logged in from this IP or something like that." I tried to give them ways they could fix
System
the
survey
issue, and they're just like,
complete.
no. And there was proof I didn't log in. And it wasn't me who did this. Because they literally got on my account,
It's been a lot of
sold all
time.
my shit, transferred the money, and left.
It's been a lot of time. You could try again. It's very likely a different support representative will get your ticket, or that representative won't
Construction
remember you.
complete.
But yeah, MMOs I enjoyed. Before I ever joined the Wolf Pack, where I met Hayes, I played World of Warcraft as a teenager.
Ship
And that was
fragments
before the
dissected.
first expansion came out. So the game, there was like much less information, and I was terrible at it, and so was everyone else. And it was fun because I had no idea how to play an MMO, and neither did anybody in there.
The MMO I had the best time in was the first Guild Wars prior to the
Construction
release
complete.
of any expansions. When they
I
released the
liked
first
Guild Wars when I played it with
expansion-
you, but I only played a tiny bit.
When they released the first expansion, they broke the game. The whole thing with Guild Wars was it took me months to get to the max level, which was only 20, but it required you to go through the whole map basically, not grinding, just going through and doing stuff to get to max level. They released the first expansion, and they made it so you could get to level 20 in a couple hours, and
Hey,
that just...
hey, Under, how long
Dissected.
has my nautical campaign been running?
Give me a second. April 23rd is the first session.
So several months, and you guys are level 7 and
Yeah, we just went up to 7 last night.
20 levels. Takes a long time to level. Sounds a lot like D&D, Hayes.
It's almost like it inspired it.
Yeah. So, yeah, I played World of Warcraft. That was fun. I've come back to it a few times. I've never really gotten into any of the in-game stuff because I'm too cheap to buy the expansion when it's full price. But,
What was cool in
Ship
Guild
fragments
Wars is there was a
dissected.
way you could make money if you were smart. And in the Guild Wars, they had like zones where you would load into a zone and everyone would be there. As soon as you left the gate, though, you'd be in your own custom world or zone with just the NPCs. And if you kill them, they all die. You could kill every NPC and it'd be empty.
Mm.
So what you could do is you could run groups from one, because the only way to get from one zone to the other was to either clear it all the way through or have somebody run through that have such good armor and skills for running. They could run you from one zone to the other.
Systems
And there's
review
certain map or towns that were like capitals that you could teleport to. So I made money by being a class where I could do the runs and I had the heavy gear and I'd run a group of people. They would just all get killed, sit and go away for 30 minutes or an hour, and I'd run them from one side of the map to the other and get paid bank.
yeah, I used to, when I was playing World of Warcraft a while back, I did a lot of gold farming, and I farmed so much gold that I was able to buy the in-game cash for subscription, like tokens. I don't remember what they're called. And I bought those. I had so much gold, I was buying super rare mounts and pets, and I bought XP potions. I mean, I went way out of my way to grind XP potions, but also find them and buy them for Hayes. And I gave him a whole suite of them, paid for all his sub time, and he stopped playing in like
I got some
the-
max level, didn't I?
No, you made it to Northrend, so you made it to like level
But the other
70 or
thing
60
is-
something.
Dark,
I
take that planet and we're done, basically.
Pretty much, yeah.
I don't know.
I'm just waiting
if I
to
wasn't-
whittle it down so my armies can take it, because they had like a fuck ton of armies on there.
I don't know if I was enjoying because we were just running through the areas or just doing the
Well,
dungeons.
the problem is
Made
he
my fleets and
he
ships
complained
jump
so
away.
much about the old areas looking bad. I thought he would enjoy it more if I got him past those to the newer areas where the quests were more enjoyable. They have like more life to them. And by the time I got him there, I think he was just burned the fuck out.
You see, if it's an MMO, I gotta like the lore, the kind of the story. You know, I gotta like some major aspect of the game. I didn't like any aspects of the game except for now I could, take my horse and he had wings, so I could jump off a cliff and he would fly.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I liked.
Ship fragments.
Wow.
I mean, we could do D&D online. I think that's a thing.
D&D Online exists. I have played it, but I don't remember it at all, which isn't a great sign.
Yeah, that's a good sign. I've never played it.
I have played EverQuest, but I remember immediately hating it. And I've played Neverwinter. Hayes and I both played Neverwinter.
Ah, dude,
And
see,
It was.
I liked it.
okay.
I would have kept playing it, but everyone.
It wasn't great. It was.
I didn't care for the story. I just skipped through the whole story, but I had
It
fun
had
in the combat.
The one thing it had going for it, it had a map editor where you could create entire adventures and string them together, making separate, like, Dungeons and Dragons adventures on separate
like the old
maps.
Neverwinter Nights.
Yeah, just like Neverwinter Nights. Mind you, I have Neverwinter Nights too.
Oh, no,
I've
I'm
never
the first
really
one.
got anybody to play it with me.
Dissected.
I haven't played the first one. The second one's the same. It has modules. It has modding. People make like.
I got
world
timed
tours
out
as well.
by war exhaustion. God, I couldn't take the planet in time. Yeah. Whoops.
So you have one scrick left.
One planet of Skrek, yes. That I have bombed into oblivion. Literally, it was 2 seconds away from me landing my troops, and it said, and we're pieced.
I think I might have
Yeah,
accidentally
it's,
beaten the enigmatic fortress.
They have what, their capital and 2 farms, a mineral thing, and a science lab.
Yeah.
This fight's a dead tie still. Why is it still showing a dead tie? The enigmatic fortress has no health. Why is it still equal? It lost, and it just showed me equal bars the whole time.
So they're enigmatic.
Ship fragments dissected.
Okay, enigmatic fortress event chain then. Neat.
Technological acquisition successful.
I still
Alright.
had fun in Void Century Online, AJ. I think I had more fun than anyone else.
I mean,
Not that the
like
game was
nautical
amazing,
stuff.
but I
No, the
thought it was
group dynamic.
that was the first game I had played where there was the
Planetary
land
classification
combat, then you had your
protocol
sea
initiated.
combat, which was I thought it was really fun.
I fell in love with Pirates of the Burning Sea, and I wish other people liked that.
I don't know what it was I didn't like about it, but I couldn't play it for more
There's
than an hour.
There's a lot of stuff I understand people don't like about it. It's kind of like the sea combat is super slow, and the land combat is super
Ship
clunky.
fragments dissected.
I'll tell you what I
I like
hated. That fucking. I think we played City of Heroes first before they went to Champions. I hated that
Yeah.
superhero shit.
I didn't like it. I liked the editor, but I didn't like anything else. I don't like that theme. I'm not interested in playing a superhero.
No, I
don't
hate
like
it.
superheroes.
I remember my hero I made to this day. I made the highlighter, and it was a giant
Yes,
fucking
I remember the
Technological
highlighter.
acquisition
big
successful.
fat dude that was like neon yellow.
I remember, and I remember at one point you made him green too.
Yeah. The highlighter.
Construction complete.
Jesus.
Yeah.
I had fun in Age of Conan too, but we didn't play that
Age
very
of
long.
Conan was so awesome, and I recommend to this day anybody who's listening. I don't give a shit if you hate MMOs. I don't give a shit if you would never pay for another video game in your life. Go download the trial for Age of Conan. It's free to play now, so just go play the first 20 levels because they take place on a separate island from the rest of the game. They're fully voiced, and they have a really cool plot. It's like a full self-contained $20 game you get for free.
Succubuses.
Yeah, and you can play a necromancer, and
That was the
run
most
around.
fun.
You can run around. The characters can go topless and stuff. It's it's Conan, so
So you can do Conan shit.
yeah, you do Conan shit exactly. He knows. It's great. It's great, and if you play the first 20 levels, I will log in on my high-level character and ride a horse around while you're in town, and just bother you the whole time.
The story was good and the voice was good. I really liked.
Yes.
like what-
And it's its own self-contained story, which makes my next criticism sting a little less. There's no more voice after that area. Once you finish the starter island, where it's this really cool tropical pirate island with a big volcano and all kind of cool stuff going on, jungles and giant apes and
There's this guy that has a YouTube series that is like the Fall of Blank game, and he does a lot of MMOs, and he did that one, and he did point out a lot of the faults why the game fell. I can't remember them at this time, but I'm pretty sure it had a lot to do with the developers.
Oh
the
god, you
developers
didn't
are
think that
bad.
either?
The developers are not good.
Well, the Conan got horrible reviews. That's why I didn't.
Construction complete.
Yeah.
trust it.
Well, and now to remember, they made that
It's free.
new Conan game as well.
Yeah, that's a different game.
I still have that, and I still do want to play that.
I pirated a copy and played it. It was fun. I think the PvP is super broken, and that's the major
that's what it
complaint
looked
people
like.
have.
The
Broken
combat looked a
in
little
what way?
Construction complete. Ship augmentations
They
complete.
have there are certain game-breaking bugs. One of them, for example, is it's a game about building bases like Rust, you know, but there are exploits like the ability to sit a chair down underwater, swim underwater, sit in the chair, get out of the chair, and walk underwater without holding your breath anymore. There are like significant numbers of exploits that make PvP basically impossible, I think. It's a game that also involves summoning deities, which can just come over and wreck somebody's base in like 5 seconds. So you can like summon a giant snake god or a giant flying Cthulhu monster, and it just melts somebody's base.
Construction complete.
I can see where that would be taken badly.
Yeah. So it's basically Rust, though it has a lot of the same kinds of problems that Rust does.
So, who are we still all vassals to exactly?
It hasn't done anything.
Planetary
or
alert.
whatever it's
Tile
doing.
blocker expunged.
Maybe
Planetary
it has to
alert.
be a couple of
Apparently
Tile blocker
years.
expunged.
or something.
Planetary alert. Tile blocker
But then a new
expunged.
con
Planetary
would come
alert.
in to
Tile
make it
blocker
like-
expunged.
Is it all one empire, or is it just like?
It depends. Sometimes it'll fracture. It depends on how large it is when it ends.
It was
Saying
pretty
how
big,
large
so it
this
should
is.
fracture. It's pretty big.
We should be building up our military might here in the meantime, guys. So.
Well, I'm strapped on energy and I'm trying to fix it, but it's not.
I'm just enjoying the economic freedom I get from having lost a bunch of ships right now, honestly, because
And not having to pay your massive
Ship
dues to the
augmentation
horde.
is completed.
I don't have to
Construction
pay anything.
complete.
I will never do that. It's wonderful. There's an enigmatic cache? What the fuck is that?
Yeah, it's the thing. It travels around, and if you go to attack it, it gets away and it goes somewhere else. But I'm pretty sure if you do manage to kill it, you get a lot of good.
Planetary alert.
Okay,
I
does
don't
it have
think-
anything to do with the
That
enigmatic?
it was impossible to kill. And
I don't
it,
think so.
it gives you like 30% research bonus when it's surveying a planet in your territory on that planet.
Oh yeah, it's allowed to do that.
But back to Battlefield and expanding to new games. If the new one that comes out, which I don't have high hopes for, if it could be a good game, I wouldn't be opposed to trying to get people into that. The only problem we're gonna have.
I played the beta
I did, yeah, I did as well.
on
So I
Sunday, and it wasn't.
I mean, I saw plenty of beta footage. It looked just like
Tile
Battlefield
blocker
1.
yeah, it did, and that's fair. It looked like Battlefield 1. The only my concern is I'm not willing to play anything other than hardcore mode. I can't stand the regular version, so.
See, I don't even care
we
about
need-
that. The bigger concern is that it's going to be a full price game for a long time.
Well, yeah, that's true. That's why I was floating the idea of Battlefield 4. But the only problem is we'd have to, if we got a server, we'd have to figure out what DLC we put on it, if any.
Let's just become an old school Call of Duty clan that plays the first Call of Duty game.
Oh, remember that ATR?
No,
If we
1942.
want to go with Modern Warfare,
Don't
first
even.
Modern Warfare, I'd be down completely.
You don't understand. Me and AGR, we played the 1942 consistently all the time, and
Yeah.
just on the what was that version called? It just had one map, the trial or the demo version, where it only had
Yeah.
one map. We played
Yeah.
that all the
Yeah.
time.
Yeah,
Wake
the Wake Island
Island.
MP demo. I have probably clocked. We have probably either one of us clocked more time in Wake Island than most of you have in Insurgency.
Yes.
Probably.
Also, we played the first Call of Duty so much too. We did that a lot. Call of Duty, the first Modern Warfare, Call of Duty 4. I was in a top tier competitive clan for that. That's when I didn't do much with VIP, but I was with them. It was first we were called. Oh God, we ended MHM Metalhead Mafia. Before that, we
Planetary
were.
alert. Tile blocker
We did
spotted.
the only competitive league going back then. I forget what it was called. TFL, something like that. But EAF maybe we were before. Maybe we were EAF before MHM. I don't know, but we were like number 4, I think, at the top, or we got to 3 or 2 towards the end.
What are you talking about?
Call of Duty 4 competitive.
Yeah, competitive.
Yes,
I was not involved.
We had 4 servers. We had like 2 just normal servers. We had a competitive server, and then we had our own private server we'd practice for matches in. Oh man, I had a lot of fun in that.
You know what's weird, dude, is like I may have played on your group server because I used to float around.
You probably did. We had the top servers. We had the top servers.
Do either of you remember the KKK server?
No. Yes.
I was one of their members.
Okay.
It
That
doesn't
explains a
stand
lot.
for what you think it stands. It was like a 22-year-old like a USMC supply sergeant's idea of a joke. It stood for cute cuddly kittens with a K.
Yes, now that you say that, I remember, because I know that name. I remember. We did a similar structure to what we tried to do with the VIP when I was with them, and I forgot completely about this, but we did. It was very like open. You become a member after a while, then you're a member, and then after you're a member for a while, you could become an admin in the server, and then if you were really good, you could try to be on the comp team.
The enigmatic cache flew over my my home world.
You shoot it down?
No, it was doing a scan of my world, and then I was allowed the opportunity to research it, so now I'm researching it.
I have so many screenshots of our matches that we did competitively. Oh, those were so fun.
Construction
And
complete.
that
Hey, look at that! I'm finally out of the negative.
Well, that's what the Battlefield 4 group I had was we played competitive, the hardcore competitive scene for Battlefield, and we actually got pretty far into it. And the thing with that group is we had one fucking dickhead with a giant fucking ego and nothing else to do except cause problems all the fucking time, and he destroyed the group. He absolutely destroyed it.
We had a couple leaders that were really old. These dudes were really old, and they didn't fuck around with nothing, so they nipped shit right as it happened.
Construction complete.
Yeah, I learned some valuable lessons from that group when that group fell apart. That was my first group.
Ship augmentations completed.
That was the only game I seriously played competitive, and I don't know if you guys done any competitive shit, but that gets really fun once you get into it.
Construction complete.
Like we were structured to where we had practices X amount of nights, and then we'd have the match like on the weekend or
Construction
something.
complete.
And you had to have been going to the practices to be in the match, and it was all you sign up ahead of time.
Speaking of which, guys, me and Venom and Tiro were playing European ranked last night. We played a little bit before the match here started. We've been doing really
complete.
well. So if anybody's down to do some Euro ranked after this, maybe we can get a hold of Venom.
Europe is
I
trash.
only play ranked.
Siege.
Yeah. So we got Hayes, Tiro, are you up for that after?
Sure.
Okay.
Tonight?
Are you going to
Construction
bed or
complete.
Me? No.
no dark?
Yeah, I go to bed at midnight.
Okay.
I'll probably go to bed after this game too.
I've got work in the
Tired
morning.
right now, I'm not gonna lie.
We'll see if we can get Venom.
Construction
Works,
complete.
It works. I think if there's you, me, I think we'll be all right.
When you say you, me, you didn't specify who you.
Well,
is.
you. I think we'll have enough for.
I need some warm up. I haven't
Material.
played. I've been
Final
playing. I
workers.
play a game every here and there, but I haven't played that much.
Construction complete.
We haven't been on at all.
I played a game this week. I think. I fucked up my leg the other
System
day.
survey
I was
complete.
doing box jumps at the gym, and these fuckers I was with kept making me laugh. So when I jumped, I guess I didn't bring one of my legs all the way up, and I fucked up my knee on this wood box.
When
And
when are you gonna start coming around again? Helping
Dude,
me,
this the academy runs 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. What that means is I wake up at 5 a.m. and I don't leave there till 4:30 p.m. Now the other thing is I'm in the biggest county in Kansas and the most populated, so traffic. I usually don't get home till 5:36. And then by that point, as soon as I get home, I'm fucking starving because I ate at 11. So I eat, I feed my dogs, I let them out, and then I have to go like run errands or something. And then when I get home from that, it's already like 8:30, and I'm fucking exhausted. So I go to
Construction
bed.
complete.
Yeah, like to go to anywhere takes a long time because there's a lot of traffic. Because it's all like expressways and highways and shit here, and so if I have to go to the
Kansas.
store to get something, dude, this is the
Construction
biggest,
complete.
most populated county in Kansas. My city is the second largest city in Kansas.
It has 5 people.
Our population,
And they all want to do errands at the same time.
my population in the daytime is 500,000. And then it goes down at night. It goes down to in between 400 and 200,000 people. What really sucks is the police department will maybe have
Construction
10 guys for all those people.
System survey complete.
So yeah, we're down a lot of
Construction
people at my
complete.
PD right now. So I just had like 6 people get fired since
You
I've
should-
been here.
Yeah, but you're not counting the number of officers per person. You're counting the number of bullets you have.
why did they get fired?
So we had 3 people that you didn't hear this from me.
Construction
I'm
complete.
not allowed to disclose, but we had 3 people get fired because they were writing tickets to people for things they didn't do. But here's the reason.
Construction
So
complete.
let's say I stop you for speeding, but I want to be a nice guy and I don't want you to have to pay the giant speeding ticket because you're going 40 over or whatever. So I'll say, all right, I'm gonna be nice. I'm gonna just write you a seatbelt ticket or something like that. So it's less they have to pay or something like that. But you can't do that. You can't write someone a ticket for something they didn't do. So even though these cops were being nice to these people, somehow they probably went and complained or something like that. And yeah, they're all gone now.
Wow.
But I can tell you this: the reason they didn't just give him a warning, though,
Construction
and this is
complete.
the shitty part about the agency, most agencies, is there's a quota. You have to get a certain amount of tickets. So if I give you a warning, it's not going to count towards my quota. So I have to find something to give you a ticket for if I want to be nice. So that's what they were probably thinking. They had good intentions, but bureaucracy got them in
Is
the end.
Kansas that strapped for cash?
Believe it or not, Kansas is very anti-police right now in the laws, the judicial system. Like a DUI in Kansas is pretty impossible to win. So if you arrest someone for DUI, chances are 9 times out of 10 it's going to get dismissed. It's there's a lot of issues here in this state. Not as many as Illinois though, but
Construction complete.
I know here they pull you over and then tell you to go. They pull you over, they give you a ticket, and they say go to the judge and get it changed to impeding traffic. So that way.
well, that's the other thing. Our state's attorneys or prosecutors, whatever, district attorneys, if they, and this is how it is all over the country for the most part, if they don't think they can win a case, they're probably just going to dismiss it. Or they will try to lower it to a charge they know they can win. But mostly, they're going to dismiss the case. Even if you built, as an officer, a great case, they don't think, because the standard an officer needs to arrest you is probable cause. That is that a reasonable person would believe that that person committed a crime. Well, in the court, the lawyer has to prove beyond a reasonable doubt, which is, 99.1% that that person committed the crime. So we arrest them at our standard, and when it gets to court, the fucking lawyers go, oh, well, yeah, we can't do anything with this. You're free to go. So our whole judicial, law enforcement, criminal justice system in this country is broken as fuck.
Construction complete.
It's already causing problems, but it's gonna cause more in the near future. Oh, that's the other thing. Our state does not want to incarcerate anyone. They say, oh, we have too many people incarcerated, so they don't incarcerate hardly anyone for anything. Hence why
you gotta wonder where all the money goes, where they suddenly don't have any money to do fucking anything anymore.
Well, that's Illinois. Illinois says they don't have money to do anything.
California says the same thing. I mean, and California has the largest economy in the U.S., and our state has a budget surplus. Do
you know where California's budget goes? I know where it goes. It goes to Mississippi.
How do you figure? Are you talking about the water?
Mississippi secede.
No, I'm talking about. California is the single largest contributor to the federal budget. Mississippi is the single largest recipient of the federal budget.
Sure, but we also have a shit ton of welfare programs within the state here. Everybody's on fucking welfare here. You can't go to the store without the person in front of you paying EBT or whatever, It's ridiculous. But all this bullshit about the fucking racist, justice system, and it's racist because look, there's so many black people, in prison disproportionately.
But that's not even true.
I think this. Well, yeah, but that's what they say. And it's like, I wonder if part of this is just not a convenient argument for them to save some money and the other. Yeah, nobody. I just can't believe that people truly believe some of this stuff that you read in the Guardian these days.
People read the Guardian?
I read the Guardian every day. It's hell. I don't know why I keep doing it, but I feel like I should at least understand.
Construction complete.
You cannot logic someone out of an opinion they did not logic themselves into.
I also read it for comic sections because everybody. It seems I'm not the only one because all the top comments on the Guardian articles are people talking shit on how absurd the article is, and it's got like 1,000 upvotes. So it's like, it's the Guardian's readership is just full of people who hate the Guardian that read it to simply read the comments or something. I don't fucking.
Welcome to America.
It's a British newspaper, but.
I think a little of my brain just melted out of my ears.
Have you read the Guardian, HER? I mean, you want to talk about a fucking
System survey complete.
I've actually never read the Guardian.
Oh my god! Download the app. Just don't even start with the opinion section. The opinion section is something all into itself. Just start with reading what they call the actual news section, and just try and not kill yourself in the process with all the opinion and bullshit that is thrown in. It's Fox News of the liberal elite, basically. It's worse than MSNBC. And right now they're at such a weird crux where they have the Blairites and the socialists fighting over control of the of it, basically. And so all their contributors are trying to out-stupefy each other, and it's just, I mean, it's really, it is a sight to behold.
I don't think I have it in me to read that right now.
System survey complete.
If I had time to read a magazine, I'd probably be reading The Economist, honestly, not The Guardian.
Well, The Economist. I mean, you know what The Economist is going to say, though. It's just your typical center, right? I mean, Economist is a great, it's a great organization, but it's predictable,
Construction complete.
Yeah. But damn it, if I'm going to construct my echo chamber, I might as well build it with a solid foundation.
See, I like
Construction complete. Construction complete.
That's fun.
I just had a very rare instance of one of those long chains of researches for like
Technological acquisition
precursors
successful.
spawning a system in my territory.
Yeah, it does that. They made it like, it's called like
Construction
Alpha Cybrix or something.
It used to be it'd be on the other side of the fucking galaxy.
Yeah,
No,
and
now-
somebody else would get to it first.
Yeah, now
Now
it's a
it-
hidden system inside yours. Which
Yeah,
Is nice. They're usually pretty good resource systems as well.
yeah. Oh
What is
god,
this?
didn't you say that Jack Ryan, the new one, was good?
Oh my god, surprisingly good.
I
enjoyed
just
that.
had one of our instructors tell me that's good. And usually cops don't watch any kind of cop show, and he said it was outstanding.
I was thinking I'd watch the pilot just because they marketed the hell out of it,
Construction
and I ended
complete.
up watching the entire series. And
Really?
it was
Is that good?
I watched it. I went to bed at 4 a.m. that night because I had almost gotten through it and I couldn't quite. I had to go to bed, and then I finished it the next day. It was fantastic. It is intense, and it's great. It's
What show?
the new Jack Ryan with John Krasinski.
See, I didn't know how I felt about it because they're taking Jack Ryan, that's been in like 4 movies, and they're turning it into a show. And I hate when TV shows can't come up with new concepts.
Previous Jack Ryans include Harrison Ford, which is a tough set of shoes to fill.
And also the that one, I think he's a Ben. Oh God,
Ben Affleck?
what's his name? Yes, Ben Affleck.
I think it was Matt Damon.
Jack Ryan.
Matt Damon.
No, I don't think Matt Damon's been a Jack Ryan. They used
Matt
that
Damon was
name-
Jason Bourne.
No, the guy who
Construction
played
complete.
Kirk in the new Star Treks, he was a Jack Ryan in one of their newest movies.
I don't know. I feel like Matt Damon, most of his characters are
Construction
really.
complete.
Hey, I like.
That's-
I like Matt Damon. I do like Matt Damon.
Just
all
real
jokes
quick,
aside.
that new Star
I
Trek
think
series
he's
is dead,
overdone
right?
now.
Wait,
Discovery?
what?
I'm sorry, not the series, the movie series. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
Well,
movie trilogy.
the guy died, right? And then they were saying they were having contract issues, probably not getting paid enough, and I don't know whatever happened with that.
I was pretty sure that the studio was like actually in like serious jeopardy, and they couldn't pay the actors.
Well, maybe that's what it was, because I remember it had to do with payment.
Yeah.
But I mean, the movies had gotten to
But-
the point where they were kind of,
but-
They were mindless.
Let's just talk about Jean-Luc Picard
Construction
coming back.
complete.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I
Very
heard.
happy.
Oh yes,
Wait, what?
Patrick Stewart.
Yeah, they're bringing him back for a new series based on him in the future, like the original future.
Yeah, the next
what was
generation.
it, Prime timeline? Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's
Well,
the
he would
timeline.
be-
Yes, yes.
He would be. It would be the farthest.
The
in future
unmolested
Star
one.
Trek that
Yeah.
has been.
Yeah, the unmolested timeline.
I bet you they're bringing it back just to molest it.
Yes,
I don't know.
absolutely.
Please no.
It's sitting there
I don't
unmolested,
know.
and they can't stand it.
I don't think he would consent to acting in the role where he get
Well,
molested.
if they paid him,
I'm
he
not-
would.
Yeah.
He's a Sir. He doesn't care about money. He's Sir Patrick Stewart.
Well, he doesn't care about money.
He
right?
does.
I-
He does
he
because he
absolutely
is a
does.
professional actor.
System search.
If someone came to him and said, "I want to pay you a buttload of money
Complete.
to reprise a role you like, and we're gonna do some weird shit with it," I
Yeah,
honestly think he would be
not-
like,
he would
"All
not
right."
be asking what. He would be asking you to quantify a buttload.
The
It's like
problem
every time what's his face does a James Bond movie, he says, "I'm sick of James Bond. I'm never doing another one." Well, I might do it if they give me a fuckload of money. And then like 2 years later, they're like, "Here's a
Okay.
fuckload of money," and he's like, "All right."
I think he's been an outstanding bot though with that. But no, with Patrick Stewart, when he does this, if they go in a direction that Discovery went, it will not fit his character and it will not work because Picard was an always by the book, logical, sophisticated, thought out. You know, if they bring in something where there's cussing and stuff like that, like there is in this new one, that will not work because Picard would not stand for that shit.
When Picard swore, and he did swear in like a handful of episodes and a couple of the movies, when Picard swore, and for him to swear, like he didn't even say like really like what you and I would think of as cuss words, but when he like went into that territory in the show, you knew shit had hit the fan. There's actually a cut scene of the torture scene when he's leaving and he flips the guy the bird. That they cut because it was just out of character. It was too out of character, even despite the torture.
There are four lights.
Yeah.
Technological acquisition successful.
You know, as far as
Five.
captains go, I can't say Picard was my favorite, but he's probably the best.
I think he's objectively the best captain.
Probably the best captain.
Maybe
I
not
always
the most
liked
entertaining
Archer.
captain.
I think that's an unpopular opinion, but I always liked Enterprise.
I didn't.
You like two?
I don't think I just.
I like Archer and
answer.
Enterprise. Well, yeah.
Archer was great. See, Cisco and DS9 will always be my favorite. Star
That guy
Trek,
is
no
so
matter what.
weird, though, in real
No,
life. It
he's-
ruins it for
Oh,
me. He is so fucking
oh
nuts,
god!
dude.
I saw an interview he did with
He's got like a mental illness. or
William
something.
Shatner. No, he's super intelligent. He's just really weird. He might have something, but he is so smart. That dude is so smart. He's just once you see him in real life, after the fact, it's definitely weird to see. But you know, he I forget how many degrees or what he has in it, but he's a really smart dude.
Really smart dude.
Yeah, he's a smart dude.
Would you say he's a stable
Construction
genius?
Complete.
Probably.
Stable genius.
I don't know. I'd probably pick Archer as my next, and then Janeway.
I hated Voyager. I couldn't stand.
Oh,
I would never
no.
watch Voyager.
I liked the concept of Voyager, but
Yeah.
the fact that it just went and it just was constantly particle of the week for the plot, it just got boring.
The
I
characters
enjoyed
and the
Voyager
script
a
was
lot.
so corny.
Yeah,
I
but
like the uniforms in Voyager and DS9 better. I like the aesthetic. The
System
plot is
searching
weaker,
complete.
but I like the ship.
Well, and that's why I like
I like the
DS9.
concept.
DS9 eventually had a
Construction
consistent
complete.
plot throughout the thing.
Construction
Voyager's
complete.
only real main plot was we're in the Delta Quadrant. We need to get home. That was the
I think
only.
Yeah.
the problem I had, the
overall
only
plot.
problem I had with DS9's plot was when it got into spiritualism.
Construction
Well, they-
complete.
I don't think is invalid
Yeah.
territory. I
But
just
that was-
didn't enjoy it. I just
Remember
can't.
when that came up though? Star Trek DS9 came out at the same time as the Next Generation towards the end, where Roddenberry was still doing these, trying to challenge the great issues in the world. So it just makes sense that religion would be in there. But I think towards the end, what they did with that all worked well, and it was a whole nother plot.
I don't
within
think it
itself.
was. I don't think it was objectively bad. I
Construction
I
complete.
can't listen to people talk about their spiritual beliefs. It hurts my head.
Yeah, but the way they did it was so cool. The prophets, the wormhole, alien. It gave you both sides of the picture. Where these people believe in these beings, and everyone else is like, oh, these aren't
Construction
fucking. You believe whatever you want. Then they actually encounter them, and then you find out they're kind of their own alien race,
Construction
and that
complete.
they're at war with another race inside the wormhole dimension. I thought it was really good. I don't really play into religious shit either, but I liked what they did.
Construction complete.
No, I don't have any like serious qualms with it. It just made it hard for me to enjoy a lot of the episodes as the series got towards the end. Like the real climax of the series,
So,
it ruined those episodes for me. It didn't make them bad. It just made them not the awesome climax of the series.
see, in the beginning, they
For me.
separated. They had, all right, this episode is all about Bajoran, prophets, religion, whatever. And this episode is not. Towards the end, they started mixing the two together. So you'd have some of the Bajoran shit going on, but you'd also have the war with the Dominion going on in the same episode. And I thought it was a good balance. Because at the beginning of the series, there was definitely some episodes where they were all that religion shit and they were awful. But I skipped those now on my rewatch.
I like the religion being discussed is less of a thing as the religion being experienced. Like I didn't mind where the religion came up, but every time they try to like solidify it, it's just really hard for me to like sit through and take seriously.
See, that's what I was getting to, though, why I liked Voyager, because Voyager, came out after DS9 and Next Gen, where there wasn't, that much action in most episodes. Most of the episodes were, like, different. But in
Construction complete.
Say what? What do you mean?
Construction complete.
For energy,
I don't have.
I have 21.
I've been super aimless this entire time. I just want to let you guys
Oh,
know.
do you
I'm
need
not...
minerals, Tiro? Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Oh, I can give you a shit ton. Yeah, let's do trades. Give me a sec.
Oh, what do you need?
Cap on minerals.
I must have had my outliner closed for an hour, not even looking at things I need to build or.
I can't like. Yeah.
I was saying the Voyager did a lot more action.
Construction complete.
Episodes.
Yeah, Voyager had more action, but it still felt like that kind of cheesy old school Star Trek action, and it's not new movie action, which is very different. And unfortunately, I like the cheesy action better. Oh, you remember Elite Force?
Oh yeah, I played the
yeah,
shit
of
out of
course.
those.
So did we. We had a
Construction
server with
complete.
like a kind of like a roleplay mod where you could do so much different shit. That was cool.
Yeah, just really ran around blasting each other and standing around and sitting in the seats and pushing the buttons. It was fun.
The game though and the story itself is great.
Yeah.
I like the first one better than the second one as far as the multiplayer by like a huge margin.
Construction complete.
Now I can
Hello,
finally put my
neighbor.
shipyards to use, and all that 15
Construction
pages
complete.
is gone.
Seriously?
Yep.
What are you doing?
But the cool thing,
I am
Elite Force.
producing like 16 ships at a time.
Oh,
of course, also used a Radiant editor, so I was able to make a few Elite Force maps. We never really played on any of them, but I did make a few test maps, including the bridge of a Klingon bird of prey, which was super nice. It even had the periscope that dropped down when you sit in
I
the seat.
feel like I remember that map. I think I saw it.
That was
Yeah,
the
that-
FPS with Voyager, right?
Construction complete.
I played
This,
that.
the first one was Voyager. The second one was they had gotten back and they were transferred to the Enterprise E, I think.
Yeah, but fuck that game. It's not as good.
I liked.
I remember
It's-
playing
it's
the
not
original
bad.
one. That
The second
had
one's not
that had a
bad,
decent
but it's way
deathmatch.
worse. Yeah, the first one had a decent deathmatch, but they had an RP mod and a lot of maps which had like you could run around to other ships. You had like full interiors. You could push buttons and they did stuff. You know, you could eject the warp core. You could fire phasers and stuff. You get sound effects and all that fun.
I like how
Which would
you can
seal
run around,
behind
push
you.
the buttons. One of them ejects the warp core. No one's really sure
Well, no,
which, but
You could
yeah.
You could do red alert. You could like,
and the lighting for the whole map would change.
yeah, and you could like close off engineering. Like there was a warp
Yeah.
core breach, and there's a lot of cool shit. And there was Jeffrey's tubes in the map.
Complicated.
All right, we're getting attacked from here. Let's retreat through here to. And there wasn't there a transporter too?
Yes.
Yes, the transporter. Oh, that made it so fun.
I actually, I didn't talk to anybody because I didn't think anybody was into it. But I actually refound and re-downloaded the original Elite Forces a while back.
I think I have a copy of the first Elite Force and the RP mod on my hard drive.
Same.
I have the
it
CD
installed,
around
but I
somewhere.
think I have it.
I kept the torrent. I kept all those old games.
I have the actual CDs sitting around here somewhere.
Yeah, I never bought it like some kind of responsible adult.
Construction complete.
Well, to be fair, at the time it came out, I actually wasn't an adult,
Construction
so
complete.
it's more I had my parents buy it for me.
Construction
I didn't have
Those were the
parents
days.
or money.
Construction complete.
I mean, I
I miss the
technically
days when I
had
didn't have
parents.
to worry about
Construction
money.
complete.
Well, what's funny is my parents bought it for me as a gift. Played it a whole bunch. My dad saw it. He's like, "Yeah, that looks fun." He bought another copy. We ended up playing deathmatch a lot.
Wait. I remember now. Didn't Elite Force have like collectibles and you could go to your one part of the ship and
Yes.
see your collectible? That was one
There
of
was
the
a
first
whole
games
game
that
mode.
did that.
There was a whole game mode where you could just walk around Voyager and go to the whole thing and talk to
Yeah.
people and collect stuff.
Yeah.
And you had your own quarters with stuff in it. Yeah.
Yes.
You go to
Construction
astrometrics. You go up to the bridge. You go down, hang out in the galley. And you can go do whatever you want.
Good times. We did have a lot of fun in Elite Force though, just running around.
Yeah, we did.
You'd turn on your admin and float around the map and I could kill you. Or someone
Construction
would.
complete.
A raiding fleet. What?
Construction complete.
There's a 14K raiding fleet. It's the first enemy I've seen. It's amazing. What is happening?
Construction
The Great Khan has reached out from the grave to attack AGR.
I lost some mines and research stations.
I'm kind of pissed off because I had enough. I was making a habitat and it was 99% done, so I went to queue up another habitat because I just barely had enough minerals for
I
it.
don't do that.
I canceled the first one, said put all the refunded minerals over my mineral cap, and didn't give me my influence back. I was very salty because I just lost 10k minerals
Yeah, you goofed, man. That's you.
and a bunch of time.
Construction
I'm saying
complete.
that's you, because I definitely believe it's entirely your fault, and not just to rub salt in the wound.
I don't know about you guys, but we were talking about the Star Trek movies, and I liked all of these Star Trek movies except the very first. I thought I
Except
liked
for
them
what?
all.
What was that?
The very first. No, the Star
Trek, the motion
first
picture.
movie. It
Oh.
was so bad. I mean, at least to watch it now and this time is. Oh, it's so
Yeah, but the ones after that, I even liked the one that got really bad reviews. It was actually my favorite when I was a kid. The one with the whales.
Oh yes, when
And
they
they're in
went
San
to Earth.
Francisco.
I
Oh,
love
yeah.
that one too.
Bach on the bus.
But
Funny bit of
it's
trivia
so
about that. That scene where Chekhov walks up to the cop and asks him about the nuclear vessels.
Oh yeah.
They didn't tell the cop ahead of time that they were going to do that.
Oh wow.
They just pointed a camera at it, had I forget his name, the actor walk over there and start asking him about nuclear vessels. Now the cop knew they were filming shit around there, but he didn't realize at first what was going on, and that's why he was so dismissive towards it, because he's like, I really don't fucking care what you actors have to say. That's why he just gives them that look.
Construction complete.
I think that was my favorite. I liked all those movies though. I prefer them, much prefer them to the series.
Well, I've never watched the original all the way through, and I mean that's how it started to gain its popularity. Though again, was on when it was re-aired because that's why it's not that many
I've
seasons
seen
because it did
the whole
poorly.
original series, but not in one sitting or ever like over a course of. Like I've
they
seen the
have
whole
a,
thing in bits.
William Shatner did a cool little Netflix special after Spock died, and it was called, I forget, Spock or something. And he interviews all these Star Trek people and stuff like that. But they talk a lot about, and I've also read some books on this, about the original series itself. Oh, wait, no, I'm thinking of two different ones. There's one just about Spock, and there's one William Shatner does with captains. But, yeah, the original series did really bad when it first aired. But then on the reruns, it gained so much popularity that that's when they went back and said, all right, we're going to make some movies now. And then the movies started really doing well, and that's when it all kicked up. And I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, it's funny because that first movie was ooh.
Oh god, they had like 20 minutes or 10 to 20 minutes, I feel like, of just them traveling through whatever that was, and it was just it showing the awful graphics of that time.
What the fuck is this?
With that awful music.
Why am I inside of Kaleidoscope Hell? I don't understand.
Oh god.
What have I done wrong to deserve this?
Construction complete.
But I thought the Next Generation movies were also very good. I loved the Next Gen movies.
I think I may have built too many fleets.
I think there's a lot
No
of
such thing.
objective, serious problems with all the Star Trek movies.
Oh, of course.
Whenever I try
Like,
to move my
construction
fleets, I get
complete.
minus 100 minerals per month.
Technological acquisition
But I do
successful.
enjoy them.
Construction complete.
I really
Diplomatic
liked
alert. No protocols initiated.
Generations. I think that had William Shatner back in it. I thought that was really cool what
Construction
they did in
complete.
Generations. The other one with that weird race of skin stretchers was alright. Or maybe that's Generations. Actually, I'm probably talking about Generations. Where there's this giant, like, space rubber band thing going.
Yeah, that's
into
Generations.
space. Yeah. And they
Space
get.
rubber band.
Well, that's what it was. I mean,
It was,
and
yes.
It was,
It
exactly.
took Kirk off the Enterprise B originally when he
Oh,
was there
yeah!
sending it off.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then Picard eventually meets him up, and they
Yeah.
team up, and I thought that was really cool. So that's not.
I thought it was kind of sad though, because that was like his death, but not really
was-
his death
it
kind
was-
of thing.
Construction
No, that was his death. That was the official.
Construction.
Did they end up?
That's canon.
Yeah,
I
that
don't
that was
remember how it is.
the Never Again episode for Shatner.
Yes.
He did that and then literally told them, "I'm never playing Kirk again."
Well,
Yeah,
I like
I
how,
think
I
it's a
like how
good
now he's
send
like,
off.
oh, I'd like to look at playing Kirk in Discovery.
Right, because
Except he has
running.
like Alzheimer's and can't remember a line.
I've heard for a long time that he's just an absolutely piece of shit human being, and that everybody in the cast hated him.
Oh yeah, I've heard
Um,
that.
Construction complete.
You know, Spock had a
Technological
drinking
acquisition
problem
successful.
for a long time. He had a bad drinking problem, and he even went away to some rehab places. I believe it was either before, after, or during. I don't really remember, but when the original series was happening, he had a lot of problems himself.
huh.
You gotta watch. There's a really well done Netflix thing on Spock.
Yeah, there's a documentary that was made by his son. I think
Yes,
called.
that's the one I'm talking about.
I think it's For the Love of Spock.
For the Love of Spock, yes, on Netflix. Yes.
Yeah, that's a great one.
Yes. And then
Fragments
William Shatner does
dissected.
one really good one where he goes and talks. It's called like the Captains of Star Trek or something.
Yeah,
He
I've
goes and he
seen
talks
that,
to
yeah.
all. That was good. What was the other with the Next Generation crew? They did Generations. They did the
First Contact.
First Contact.
First
Yeah.
Contact. I liked First Contact a lot.
All right,
Probably my
but Severin
favorite.
Cochran, that
Yeah.
actor that played him, that was a perfect.
Yes,
I
that
love
was
it.
great.
Okay. The drunk, like everyone.
I don't
always
want
makes
there to be
Severin
a
Cochran
statue
just-
of me.
That was a great movie. That is probably my favorite Star
I
Trek.
think even doesn't he like piss on himself or something? They say he pissed on himself.
He's like he's going up into
Construction
space and he's just
complete.
pulling out his flask and.
Oh, when he plays the music.
Yeah.
Oh,
the
yeah.
tape.
Wait, I forgot it.
I like to. Yeah. Oh man, that's so good.
And then he sees the Enterprise outside his window.
Construction
That was a great
complete.
movie. And then they followed it up with
Construction
Nemesis,
complete.
which was kinda
Okay,
weird.
I like
Nemesis had
Nemesis.
problems, but it,
So pissed. They decide this is the last movie we're gonna make. We're gonna kill Data. Okay.
yeah, what the
Everyone's
fuck?
my favorite character.
Low
We're gonna
blow,
kill
right?
Data. Data.
I mean, that's like
It's just a
that's like the bad guy in a movie, like killing someone's pet gerbil just to show how
Yes,
evil he is.
We're gonna kill Data. What the fuck? Oh, and then we feel bad. We're gonna give you a little hope. Oh, he's got this clone that's just like the retarded version.
Well, it's his brother. Fuck, what was his name? You see it in the show.
Yeah, it's B4.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have. Don't worry, guys. We killed Data. There was an individual, but we have he's an android, so we just have a copy of him that's retarded that'll replace him eventually.
There was some really dumb movie I watched where they killed off a character, and then 5 minutes later, his identical twin brother shows up and says, "Hey, you should just call me by my brother's name, so that
Construction complete.
just because it's easier."
Wow.
They did that in Oktoberfest.
I think that might have been it.
You guys killed the Skrick.
Yeah.
I've been chasing this 14K fleet across my whole system. They just keep jumping. They just keep jumping. I'm not fast enough.
Construction
He just keeps
complete.
spawning
He's
4K armor.
done almost no damage to my economy, somehow, but he just keeps jumping in and blowing up mines. And I don't know.
I just realized
Well,
that
now I
I've
have a
been
powerful
maxed.
fleet, but I can't move it at all.
I just realized I've been maxed on resources for a while. Whoops.
Can I have some
Oopsie.
resources?
I just spend them all to reinforce my
Yeah.
fleet.
I'm maxed on minerals.
I'm maxed on energy still.
Can I have some energy, please? Or no, not energy. Minerals, please. I'm very.
No,
I
I'm
just
building
spent
another habitat.
26K on minerals to reinforce my fleets, which I also have not been paying attention to. Tiro,
I've
since
just
you're on
upgraded all
top
my
of me
shit.
right now, why would you need any resources?
What's your fleet at, Tiro?
Oh, I know why you're on top. My
Special
fleet went
project
down
complete.
because I haven't been reinforcing. I've just been chasing 4K fleets around for no reason.
I am at. I don't know. I'm not gonna even bother doing math right now. Just a second.
Can you no longer build multiple habitats at the same time?
Oh, these guys just did like a regular raid on this planet and blew up a building? Okay, bye.
If you have multiple suns in a system, can you just build a Dyson sphere around one of them? Or can you build around all three?
You have to build a trilobular Dyson sphere. It costs 3 times as much and provides half as much energy.
Hmm.
I honestly have no idea. I just made that up.
I was wondering, because I know normally, like, if you build one, it'll kill off any planets nearby.
Construction
I was wondering if
complete.
there's multiple. I don't have the tech to do it, so just curious.
Is anybody else just getting really Is the game like really laggy tonight?
I'm in
You're
a battle, and,
fluctuating
and
all
my
over?
fleet, my Federation fleet has decided not to engage the enemy at all.
You have to manually tell it to move somewhere nearby and then just right click on the fleet and it should fix that. It's a known bug.
No, they're not doing anything now. They're flying around in random places on the system.
Complete.
I don't think I have control of them, is the problem. Yeah. They were following my ships, and then as soon as my ships got into combat, they decided no, and now I can't control them at all. That's lame. I took out half the raider
Yeah,
fleet.
but I need about a plus 100 minerals a month or something.
Are you negative, minerals?
Currently, no, because my fleet's docked. But I'm gonna try and go to war. That's not gonna happen
Construction
if I'm
complete.
at negative 90. That's not like a minute.
Holy shit.
I'm barely positive right now. I'm only at
Probably
plus
overproduced. What's your fleet at?
24k.
Oh fuck. Mine's still at 12K.
Yeah, I just blew up like a drone base thing that's been sitting near my territory for a while now. It was like a 2k base. I blew it up and it gave me 12k minerals.
Wow.
I'm down to 700. I just spent all of it. All 6 of my shipyards are running at full capacity.
Do you have multiple shipyards on your stations, or do you just like put one?
On one of them, no. I only have one on these 6. When I had the split war, I had 2 stations with 2 each, but I shifted them back to peacetime.
I have 3 stations with 4 shipyards each, so I have 12 shipyards.
Wow, my fleet just all got wiped by a station. Guess that's what I get for not reinforcing it.
Oh right, I forgot I can do that. Where are the traders?
Ship fragments dissected.
Fuck is Lizard doing?
Lizard stuff?
How dare he play Crusader Kings without us? He should be banned.
Playing Crusader Kings?
Yeah. Now he's playing City Skylines. He should be double banned.
Crusader,
Construction
Skylines?
complete.
I don't know.
That sounds like my kind of game.
Yeah. I heard the very first hints of the possibility.
There's
that there will be
108k fleet in the
Construction
system
complete.
from the Ymar's Guardians.
Ship fragments
Who are
dissected.
they? Those are the Fallen Empire. They have 108k fleet traveling around.
The Khan's got a little shirty with them.
Construction complete. Ship fragments.
Is
dissected.
Silent Colony a event world, or is it just something that always spawns?
Construction complete.
What?
There's a
Construction
system
complete.
that I've seen in the past several games that has Silent Colony, Decayed Hub, and Crumbling Burrow, and all 3 are massive tomb worlds.
Construction complete.
It might just be a random system spawn.
True, but I keep seeing it in every single game.
I'm gonna go make some ramen noodles.
Construction complete.
Just wasn't sure if it was something that spawned an event or not. Not in my territory.
Construction complete. Technological acquisition successful. Anomalous surface variable detected. Construction complete.
Hayes, we have wormholes that connect us in Shoal to your southeast.
Someone just say something to me, what?
Yeah, we have wormhole connecting us in Shoal into your southeast.
Yeah, I know.
I can almost double my fleet power.
What the fuck? How did they take this system?
Construction complete. System survey complete. Construction complete.
Gana disponar.
Construction complete.
Gana disponar.
Construction complete.
Okay, I'm back. I made soup.
Seriously, if anyone wants more energy, I'll gladly trade for minerals.
Gana disponar.
I don't need energy. I'll give you like 20,000 minerals right now, though, if you want it.
Yeah. I'll take it.
What are you building?
It's more of like maintaining fleets.
Oh.
Fleet maintenance is at -300. That's docked with umbilicals.
If you need like a month to month, I'll give you like 50 a month or something. But if you want like a bulk payment, I can give you like 20k to get you through.
I'll take the 50 if you don't mind.
Sure. Just send a request.
Where's your
I'm the one that's not color coded to that fucking asshole that you guys all turned into. I'm like the one person who's a
Technological
they get different color
acquisition
right now.
successful.
Mr. Republic of Earth?
Yeah. You got it. You can go ahead and ask for, if you're asking for the 55, go ahead and ask for 7k, because I'm already capped anyway. Yeah. Right now, money's just burning. Just burning it.
I don't know, it's been several years and it hasn't.
Yeah, this is starting to get annoying that it won't let us get out of the strappery because without the horde or anything there.
I'm not complaining too much because apparently they're still attacking the unaffiliated systems in some areas, and I'm using that to snatch up territory.
Yeah. They attacked the Finno Raiders and I grabbed one of their homeworlds, so that there's nothing really there.
This lady keeps telling me knowledge is the key to the universe. Do you guys buy that?
It's a trap.
It's a jerk.
It's a tarp.
It's a jerk.
That just, I don't know why, but I'm getting flashbacks of San Andreas RP.
Oh, don't even. That's another game where I had some of the best times of my gaming experience.
Some of the worst people.
Yes, but when I was an admin, though, that made it all the more fun.
Yeah, I understand.
The roleplay. That was one of the times I've enjoyed roleplaying. That was RP Good Cup. It was very fun.
You know, I could set you up. You could be an investigator character in D&D, and you could RP a good cup.
But I was actually in there, you know, I had a character. I was walking around, I was shooting shit, I was driving my cop car with my sirens on.
AGR, you know what's going to happen if you do that, right? We'll have this investigator political officer on our ship. The very first fight, it's like, all right, we're all going to stand in the back and shoot the bad guy. Hayes runs out in front, you know, because we tell him to. And then we all shoot Hayes in the back. You know that's exactly what's going to happen.
Whatever happens will be fun, okay?
RP the Good Cup. Now I'm doing
After we re-release our 4th Eldritch Abomination on the world.
Yeah.
Diplomatic alert. Military confrontation detected.
There's an empire that's just like I bracket.
Construction
Yeah.
complete.
They're getting their shit kicked in by the cons right now.
They're getting their shit kicked so hard that
I'm capped on energy now. If somebody wants free energy, just ask for like 10k or
Gana
something.
disponare.
I got half mine, just sneak over there and just absorb them.
It's fucking horde growth.
Multiple
Next
people asked.
Gecko
I
is
obliged.
Construction
getting
complete.
metastasized here. They are spreading via warp drive. They're not.
You know
using
what?
the
I'm
lanes.
glad I never became a satrapy of those stupid assholes.
Technological acquisition successful.
Sorry, I thought that bared repeating. How much of your income are you guys giving away?
Like a third.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Yeah, but it
Yeah.
was better than losing my empire at the time.
I don't know. It's a tough call.
I do like how me and God together have like half of a rim of the galaxy.
Yeah.
No, what's your fleet at? It's Nell here.
Technological acquisition successful.
I feel like
This is
every time
not-
I feel like every time in the middle of the game that we ask Nell something, she's never here.
This is not a game where you really have
Construction
to be
complete.
here to play it.
I mean, if you get declared war on, you're not here, you're fucked.
Yeah, but how often do I get declared war on?
And chances are, if you get up for 2 minutes, then come back, nothing happens.
I mean, I just made soup. It's pretty good, by the way. It's in a styrofoam cup. That's how you know it's quality. Can I just talk about how
Oh,
really
Ed
bad?
is really not here.
It's a concern.
It's not our concern.
Maybe it's a
Okay.
reconnect.
You should absorb that territory that's been claimed.
Oh no. To the AFK channel. Actually, really not here.
On your eastern end.
Jesus Christ, you can go everywhere with the L gate.
That's how that works.
Except my territory.
I'm lying.
My territory is closed to L gates. You know, they tried to put one up
Construction
here,
complete.
but when they weren't looking, I grabbed the address and just wrote a few more digits onto
Ship
it, so it ended up in
augmentations
God's
completed.
territory instead.
Good move.
I don't know, dude. This game is running like shit now. Nobody else is feeling this.
I agreed with you every time.
Yeah, it doesn't feel great. But I'm gonna tell you, these noodles, the best 30 cents I ever spent.
Construction complete.
You can practically taste the plastic coating your stomach lining.
Mm-hmm.
Holy shit, they have 20k fleets. They said they're the same as me. What? What is this? This is not the same fleet power as me.
Looks like you need to fire your spies.
Yes, I do need to fire my spies because I'm gonna lose this war now, I realize.
Alright, putting the battleships on my fleet. I got tears on top of me. That's all I got. All I
Not
want.
for very long. Yep. There, see, gone.
I presume my score shot way down because I let my military die. Yeah, it's pretty bad. Oh, somebody held me. They want a lot of money for reasons? Question mark. I don't think I'm going to
Construction
give you
complete.
20,000 minerals for a research agreement ally of mine. No, thank you. What?
Are you sure that wasn't the other way around?
I am sure. Unfortunately, I am very sure.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah. It's the opposite of the way it was going last game.
I finished my habitat and about 30 seconds ago, and every tile is full of people now.
You want to have about 25k they can lend me?
Do I have about 25k?
You're like a
Yes.
black hole of resources.
Yeah.
Yep.
Do I have any I can lend you? No.
Planetary alert. Tile blocker expunged.
I'm gonna need to build about 35 more habitats before I give out any more stuff for free.
Yeah, and I'm kind of
That's two all
preparing for a
agreements.
period of aggressive expansion.
Accept my agreements.
All right, third, fucking outpost now, habitat. It's
Oh,
taking
damn,
too
Hayes,
long.
you're lagging on tech.
I am, because I haven't been paying attention. Anything. I haven't made a new world and I don't even know how long.
I don't know if we have
Communications
that going on,
alert.
but I might as well.
Gana disponibile.
Well, I can support somebody's independence. That's neat.
Alright, I'm back to my 50k fleet. Fuck you, Underdark.
Like, that's it total, or just how much do you have total?
I have 50k right now with more ships building.
Okay.
This is back to what I was at. Because, I went to war with these dudes and then I started talking and not paying attention. So I just kept moving my fleet with never repairing, upgrading, or reinforcing. And eventually it just all died. So I had to rebuild it all from 2k.
Whoops! Right out of ships.
I mean, I still won. I mean, I didn't.
I threw
but
I threw like 20k and the Fed fleet against the whatever the fuck this guy is. I can't remember his name. The enigmatic fortress. It was a tax scam.
You just got threatened by raiders.
I think you mean it was an insurance scam.
Yeah. Look,
Like,
just because I'm running a socialist utopia doesn't mean I know anything about government, okay?
Construction complete.
When you say you're running a socialist utopia, I have some people that say they're human
Mm-hmm.
that look like they had things for. Oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense. They had some forced implants and
Yes.
other fun things.
I'm
Yes.
severely slacking this game. Like, I haven't even sectored anything off yet, and by now I would have had 2 sectors. That's how bad I'm not doing anything in this game. So I'm
Dude.
gonna sector some shit.
I don't even have, like, I don't know why, but my influence is tanked. I'm only getting 3, and I don't even know what has happened, because normally I would be getting 5 in a federation right now.
Gana disponibile.
I'm getting 5.
I think I have to leave this federation, but, like, I really wanted to make sure I rebuild enough of my military I wasn't gonna die. At this point, I can do it. But jeez.
Gana disponibile.
Wow. They all hate you now.
That's fine, I don't give a shit. I need it.
You got association stats.
Oh man, my influence is in much better shape now.
Construction complete.
Defensive pact? I don't know who you are. Your name is made of 2 characters. I can't tell if they're eyes or brackets.
They are literally a empire that formed in the middle of the Khans, and is currently getting their shit kicked in by said Khans.
I'm gonna
They
go
have
with
two
no to the
systems.
defensive pact. I'm gonna go with no on that defensive pact.
Alright, I'm finally sectored off. Let me make another sector. Never have too many sectors.
It's like, what are these horse people?
Ship augmentations completed.
Who are these horse people and what do they want?
So I'm noticing a lot of these claim systems are just fucking drying up and unclaiming themselves.
I think the Khan is like I think it's slowly regressing to a certain point, and then we're going to get an event that lets us break off. Actually, but because we let it grow so big, it's taking forever.
I think I may be desynced.
I'm pretty sure it'll tell us if you're desynced. Very soon.
Yeah, we'll find out in a few seconds.
Because I'm hitting the reinforce button and it's not letting me reinforce anything.
I mean, reinforcement anxiety is a problem a lot of men face, Tiro.
Don't they have... Because it says I can reinforce ships, but it's not letting me reinforce ships.
I don't know.
I blame the French.
Does it look like this game has had QA?
Not like my, How am I at 51 war score when I lost?
That's not war score. That's war exhaustion.
Ah, right. It's not war score anymore, it's war exhaustion.
Construction complete.
Score. Yeah. What is it good for? Absolutely nothing.
I don't know. God and I profited pretty nicely out of taking out the scratch.
Construction complete.
Yeah.
Construction complete.
This fucking AI absorbed all of the primitives somehow that I had in my system, and now I have these random horde planets in the middle of my system.
Dabax Remnant. Yeah, so I built a fucking starbase that borders the Dabax Remnant, and they just told me to fuck off for the invade.
It's reasonable. They seem like good neighbors.
Like good neighbors, they're from there.
State Farm.
Wait, whose name was State Farm for a while?
Construction complete.
State Farm. From the Vietnam server.
Oh, right.
Yes.
Then we had like Allstate and Affleck and things like that. Wait, what? Why won't these ships move together?
Are you in a hostile system?
No, in my own system. I sent them all out from the base at the same time, and they like stretch out across 4 systems and jump in one by one and die.
Sounds like some hostility.
Yes, there is some hostility.
Perhaps you should not use lemmings as admirals?
Yes, maybe I should.
So I'm gonna need you to calm down.
God fucking damn it, I am calm. This is me being calm. Do you want to see me get upset?
I'm a fucking pig. I got to shit, man. You got to shit, man. These fucking pigs, man. I know my rights. Oh my lord. Can't arrest me. I do not consent.
My fucking taxes pay your goddamn salary.
Oh my god, I cannot hear that again.
Construction complete.
Wait.
Today in class, we were during our PowerPoint show, we were learning shit. They were playing clips from Southland, and I don't know if any of you guys saw Southland when it was on, but one of the guys, he's like a trainer or whatever, field training officer, and they're on a break. They're in like an ice cream shop, and this old lady starts yelling at him like, "Are you kidding me? We pay your salaries, and you know what?" He's just like, he gets his ice cream cone. He's like, "You know what? Yeah, you do. So you know what? Here, you could do the first 6 years or something." And he hands her the ice cream cone and puts it like right in her face. And oh, it's hilarious.
Construction complete.
And the instructor said, "Don't do that."
Has
Don't assault random people in ice cream shops. Yes.
what are those asshole conspiracy
Sovereign
theorists called?
citizens?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask about.
Yeah, you missed it. I was talking about them the other day. We got our training on them. They fell under the gang training.
What?
Yes, they fell under the gang training.
It's like
necessarily
it's
a
MS-13,
gang,
the Crips, the Bloods, and Sovereign Citizens.
Yes, that was the end. That was the last part.
Oh my god.
I feel like sovereign citizens though are the ultimate anti-gang. Like they're refusing to be part of any group.
I wasn't driving. I was traveling. You cannot pull me over. I was traveling. This is a non-commercial vehicle. You cannot stop me.
So when they say that,
Do you point out that they pulled over after you put your lights on?
Taser!
Well, first you
What
gotta break through their
happens-
window, taser them,
Yes.
then pull them out.
Yes. What happens in 9 times out of 10 calls? They're not going to cooperate. They have no license plate because they don't believe in a license plate. They don't have a driver's license, or they have an expired driver's license from 1912 from the Articles of Confederation, and they don't have anything. They carry their Constitution section blah 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 card where they claim they don't have to have anything. So you try to get them to, identify themselves to come out of the car. For whatever reason, they don't. So 9 times out of 10, you break their windshield, you send a K9 in, the K9 drags them out. Then you taser them for good measure.
my dad was one of those guys for a while. I really wouldn't be upset
Yeah,
if
those
he got
situations
tasered for that.
always end
That was
poorly. And
Construction
no one in
complete.
the criminal justice system has patience for those fuckers.
I cannot imagine how you could.
Yeah,
I
I
mean-
can't see how they would be just really
Construction
annoying
complete.
at all.
Yeah,
Traveling.
I am absolutely okay with a bill that states if anyone ever uses the words "I am a sovereign citizen," you are allowed to pepper spray them and/or tase them in any direction, in like any order you prefer.
Just
Well,
go
we went
old
further.
school outlaw on them.
Full force on them. Any not
We
force.
we went further, and there's
Technological
some
acquisition
that
successful.
carry badges. Okay, that looks like a police badge, and it says constitutional officer, constitutional protection services.
Oh, well, if you also impersonate an officer, that's awesome. That's great.
Well, and they carry these badges, but they're very careful they know what the law is regarding these things. They don't necessarily identify themselves as a police officer, but they say like, I'm one of you, and all this shit. It's fucking ridiculous. They're open carrying their AR-15 down the street. I've also been seeing a lot of how those calls go.
Wait, that's not allowed in Kansas?
Communist pig fucker.
So, yes. So.
No, I'm serious though. You're not allowed to open carry in Kansas? Of
You're
all
allowed
places?
to open carry, but I tell you what, this is what happens. People do this and they make it their YouTube career, their YouTube channel. They'll carry their AR-15. They get all their buddies like, all right, let's go carry AR-15s down the road here, see what happens. And what naturally is going to happen is a lot of people are going to start calling 911 saying this dude that looks like a weird motherfucker, which they all do, is walking down the street with his AR-15 slinged around his back. So you get 6 calls, you're going to have quite a few cops show up to this. And,
No, I'll just fucking tell him, hey, he's allowed to do that. It's in the fucking Constitution,
yeah,
and you not waste time going
one of
after.
the people in the background saying these things and also gets detained, as a matter of fact, because you're yelling in the background while the cops are trying to just talk to the guy these things. But if we get 911 calls, we have a reason to investigate what's going on. So
you basically you walk up and it's like, did you legally buy the gun? Is it stolen? No.
Well, that's the other thing.
Are you a felon? No. Have a nice day.
See, the people who do these, though, they're assholes. They say, fuck you, I don't need to tell you shit. Are you detaining me? Are you detaining me? Are you detaining me? Are you detaining me? Fuck yourself. I don't answer questions. Go fuck yourself. That's what these people do. And I can tell you, those situations don't end well for those people.
I can't imagine why.
I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like if you're asked, are you detaining me, the answer was no. And now it's yes.
By asking that question, sir, you have detained yourself with me. Thank you.
I mean, there are some legitimate situations. Like, I've been totally not detained before, where...
Sure, if you're like in a situation where you're being like... You're invited, right? You're invited to go and answer some questions,
the other thing.
and you're not detained.
No, I never said, are you detaining me? Because for obvious reasons. But yeah, I got pulled over and arrested on suspicion of being a 22-year-old male out after midnight.
Well, suspicion isn't really a real thing either.
Yeah, exactly. The guy actually said that. It's department policy to search every male's car.
You just got me started on what the other things these guys say. First, they'll say, "What law is that? What law is that?" The next thing they'll say is,
there is one response to that. One response. Get a warrant, you fat fuck.
The other thing is, department policy isn't law. That doesn't matter. Department policy doesn't matter. Blah, 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 blah. Fuck you. Yeah, no. See, that's the thing. The Supreme Court has come down in so many cases and kind of defined what a detainment is and, what custody is. So,
yeah, but So you're saying that if you're out after midnight and you're driving and you haven't had anything to drink and you haven't done any drugs, and a police officer can pull you over.
I don't. Were you stopped for a traffic offense?
He lied about it.
He lied about it, did he?
He did.
What did he say?
Supposedly, when I didn't make a lane change, I made a lane change without using my turn signal while I was in the same lane for 5 miles.
Well, or you could have not signaled appropriately because you have to turn that turn signal on 100 feet before you plan to make that action.
Oh, fuck off. Cops don't even use signals ever.
By the way, I always use my turn signal.
But
and
have you ever heard feet before you do?
Well, okay, how about this? How about the pulling over? Let's say I didn't use my turn signal. Let's even say that. Does that give him a right to say, hey, I need to search your car, department policy? And I say, no, you don't.
Yes, it does.
And he says,
smells like weed.
I like weed.
Yeah, that right there.
And then they arrest. And then he finds your prescription medicine in a labeled bottle that says it's your prescription medicine, and
Well,
then he
here's the
arrests
other
you.
thing.
And then you get taken in, and they say you're not allowed to call a lawyer, and you're not allowed to post bail, and we're gonna keep you here for the entire weekend.
Complete.
And then they go,
No.
oh, you just got paid, and you have a shitload of cash in your wallet, so...
Yeah, the
No, hold on.
forfeiture shit.
Here's the other thing. Did he say, I'm going to search your vehicle, or did he say, can I search your vehicle? Because if he asks to search your vehicle and you say yes,
He
then nothing
asked,
else
I
matters.
said no. I said no, and then he said, well, I have to.
Okay, well that's
Here's the thing,
might
Gecko.
Be a little unconstitutional.
Well, what's funny, Gecko?
Not just a
The
little bit,
police are allowed to lie.
Oh,
we
yeah.
are allowed to lie, but it's going to come back to bite you if that ever goes to
Well,
trial.
okay.
if he says I have, well, I have to search a car, and if you then say, well, okay, then that's consent.
No.
True.
If that
Well, I
goes
said
forward-
I never gave consent. Now, granted, so they also put like a ton of different charges on me, all these other criminal offenses. Like I said, they didn't let me call a lawyer. They were not going to allow me.
Well,
to post bail
here's the
originally.
other thing.
Let me finish. I showed up the next day though with a lawyer, and everything immediately got dropped except they said, "Oh, we're gonna." They said it was only on the condition that or so the detective that was doing all the criminal stuff immediately dropped everything, but then a different department said that they're gonna make sure that I get the maximum penalty possible for the traffic violations.
Well, here's the
Because
other
they were really pissed off that I had a lawyer.
With the lawyer, I don't have to necessarily allow you to contact a lawyer. Okay, so I worked in the jail for 2 years. Once you get to the jail, you're in my custody. I do not have to let you make a phone call. I give you access to a phone inside the jail once you're in your cell block, depending on what time you're in, you will have access to a phone to contact a lawyer. However, if it's a felony charge at your first appearance, you will get appointed a lawyer if you can't afford one. And same thing for a misdemeanor. At your arraignment, you will also get a lawyer appointed.
That is true.
So, here's the other thing.
However, the lawyer I had was my uncle, and he basically said, "Yeah, no, this city is known for doing this, and I don't want to get involved with this because, yeah, they broke a shitload of laws, but it's going to take years to prosecute." Another guy actually volunteered to do it for free because he specialized in that, but he also said it's going to take up almost all of your time for several years, and I wasn't
Wow,
interested.
Gecko, you just must live near some asshole cops. I'm sorry.
Successful.
Like, yeah, I know it's not all cops at all. Just like there are some that are kind of shitty.
Like Detroit.
See,
No, I've dealt with Detroit cops before. They're actually really chill
Yeah,
until you do something suspicious, and then they tell you to get on the ground, and so help you God if your hands move towards your waist at all.
Planetary alert. Tile
well,
But as long as you don't do that,
suspicious, then they have reasonable suspicion, and they could detain you.
I'm not
I know
disagreeing
somebody-
with you.
I know
It's
somebody-
just funny how they shift very quickly.
it's all it's the safe suburbs that are near Detroit where you have all the issues. Like, I know someone who got arrested from his parents' yard on trespassing charges because everyone else in his family was out of town, and someone who wasn't from the neighborhood saw him in the yard and was like, "Oh, you don't look like you belong here. You need to leave." And he goes, "I live here." And then she walked around the block and called the cops and said there was a suspicious teenager hanging around in the neighborhood, and they showed up and arrested him.
So the only official contact, because the Detroit police, I had some social contact with them and saw them flip that switch. The only actual official contact I ever had with police was in the middle of rural Michigan. I got pulled over for doing 90 on the interstate, going home from Chicago.
Complete.
And nice guy.
Complete.
And I actually got him to laugh at the very end because I was a kid. First time I ever got traffic stop at all. And I asked him, is that it? Am I actually allowed to go? And he just broke down laughing, probably because he was remembering all those sovereign citizens, except I was actually asking for real, not to be an asshole.
Yeah, like I said, I've
Here's
interacted with a ton of cops just because I worked a retail job where we ended up serving a bunch of them. And, like, yeah, almost every single police officer I've met has been just like your average guy who happens to be a police officer. Just, yeah, I've also had a couple that have been complete total assholes, and those aren't the fun ones.
I don't know, the way one of the Ann Arbor cops that I know a bit said it is he liked working in Ann Arbor because he would much rather, very much rather, deal with high people than drunk people. Because he said people who are high on weed, they're calm as shit. Like, you tell them to sit down because they're under arrest because they're smoking pot, and they're just like, oh, damn, man, all right. Whereas he says, the drunk guys, they all want to fight you for some fucking reason.
Yeah.
I am that drunk.
I am not that drunk. Apparently, I will do whatever anyone tells me if I get drunk enough, and just like go along with anything.
I mean, if I get like 2 drinks in me, I just find a chair and go to sleep.
Construction complete.
I kind of am. I when I was like 22, actually I was young, and that was probably, I don't even think I was supposed to be drinking. I think it was probably 19 or 20. I was with a buddy and we were fucked up and we were driving back from somewhere, and there's this one stretch of road where they always have DUI checkpoints, but I'd never actually seen one. And so we're driving there, and of course there's a fucking DUI checkpoint at like 2 in the morning, and there's this huge line of cars. And so I'm just like, I had like a couple of drinks, so I was fine, and I wasn't too sketched about it, but I was kind of a little sketched about it. And so I get my license out, and we're waiting there. It's taking forever, and they've got people on the sidewalk who've been arrested in handcuffs and shit like that. But it's taken days for some reason. Nothing's moving. And so people are getting pissed, and they're rolling down their windows and talking to each other, getting out of their cars in some cases, and the cops come over, tell them to get back in, and honking their horns and shit. And then this guy behind us in this Jeep, apparently he's been honking his horn. He's just fucking pissed, and he goes off the road and tries to run the DUI checkpoint. And those cops, there was tons, there are like a dozen or more cops out there. They all just fucking scattered, got in their cars, like just fucking swarmed the guy, like just violently pulled him out of the car, threw him on the ground. And the funny thing is that everybody in line was so pissed that they were having to wait for this checkpoint that they just all started honking their horns in support and like putting their fists out the window and shit. It's one of the most amazing things I've ever seen.
I mean, I definitely have an issue with DUI checkpoints. I do not think that should be a thing.
Yeah.
The legality of those is still kind of questionable.
Construction complete.
It's not necessarily a DUI checkpoint in official terms. It's a driving checkpoint. To make sure you're legally able to be driving your vehicle.
I'm sorry, your mouth open, but all I heard was bullshit. I remember the one time I was driving back from work, and this was like, I had worked really fucking late, and it was like 2 in the morning. And I took a detour through town. And I'm sitting at one of the major intersections in town. The light's red, there's nobody, but I gotta go straight through. So I'm like, fuck. And the light's not changing for some reason. And all of a sudden, this limousine, this big fucking long-ass stretch limousine, goes tearing ass across the intersection. This is the middle of the town, like speed limit 35. I'm doing about 100. And then seconds later, just about every cop in the county tearing ass after him. And I never found out what the fuck was going on with that. It wasn't in the papers at all the next day. Like, there must have been 30 cop cars going after this guy.
Was this in a small town or not?
Small-ish. Big for the area.
Successful.
Eastern Panhandle of West Virginia.
I have to say I was in some small college town in the middle of Buck, Michigan, super rural. And I was drinking, and some other people were drinking. We were all over 21, and it was fine. Then we decided to walk over to some other guy's house, and we all were in the middle of, a beer. So we're like, oh, we'll just finish drinking up the beer on the way over. We're walking over, and
Construction.
so we're walking over, and we notice this car going down the street, and we're like, that looks like one of those new Chargers. And then it passes us, and we're like, oh, it's a police cruiser. And then it just slams on its brakes as hard as it can, skids to a stop, turns on the siren, speeds back to us. We all toss our beers deep into the woods, and then they roll down the window, and there are two cops, and they're just laughing. And they go, have a good night, and drive off.
Yeah.
It's pretty funny.
Most cities have a open container city ordinance where you can't have an open container of alcohol. And you're just walking around.
Yeah, I know.
Construction complete.
I've only seen that enforced on people, at least by me. I've only ever seen people get ticketed for that if they were otherwise being disorderly. And it was just it was like an add-on charge. Like, you're disorderly, so we're going to charge you with that, and we're going to give you the open container one just because we can.
And the previous town I worked at, it was a college town, so that was used as the initial reason for the stop or detainment, and then 9 times out of 10 you got, your underage consumption or your disorderly or whatever it would
I don't know
be.
about anybody else here, but I almost exclusively drank when I was underage. Like 98% of the drinking I've done was when I was underage.
Here.
I actually drink mostly overseas now with clients.
I like having a beer. I'll have a beer every so often. I go through phases where I'll drink like a beer nightly for like a month or two and then stop for months and months. But when I was like a teenager, late teens, early 20s, I would it was like 40s every night, and we would just make pyramids on the kitchen counter of our 40s. Like at the end of the week, we just had like fucking like bags of recycling, ridiculous amounts. And then I don't know what happened, but just like
you just start buying your own beer.
I just stopped. I don't know. It stopped being appealing or whatever.
It was never appealing to me. I never liked drinking, not one time. I never liked it. I don't mind a beer. Like, a drink is nice. I never liked drinking. I did it because my stepmom got all handsy, and it was weird, man. I had to get out of that fucking house. My friends drank.
Me and Jericho were pretty bad. Me, him, and like 6 of us total. We every night we drink like a case, a 12-pack, whatever it was, each. And
what's up?
I don't know. I like drinking.
By the way, Jared, if you ever want to talk about that, I'm a certified first aid.
AGR, I've got a video for you. Go to YouTube and look up me stepmom's too fucking hot.
You didn't like the MILF, AGR, or is she not a MILF? Was she a GILF, or was she neither?
Look, man, it was my dad's girlfriend, and she was she's
construction complete.
A lot of things were wrong with that lady, and I don't want to get into it. There were a lot of things wrong with
look up this video though. You'll feel better because it's fucking hilarious.
Let me get you my card. We can talk.
No, she's
There's
like
a bunch of Australian dudes
like,
reading Australian.
She was like manic depressive. She's like a manic depressive bipolar hippie conspiracy theorist. Pot smoking, knife wielding, crazy lady.
Oh yeah,
all you need to say, AGR, is she's bipolar, because that just encompasses everything that you just said.
Yeah.
Or you could call her a bipolar sovereign citizen. That would also count.
No.
Are we under arrest?
And there was
No,
just she would go from like spitting and actually brandishing weapons against me to crying about my dad and how awful he was because he doesn't listen to her bawling for 300 years, and they would fight and get all violent, and it was awful. And somehow it makes me, I gotta be the white knight because I'm like, hey, maybe don't drag her outside by the hair and get the cops called. I don't know.
I mean, dude, those people are fucking crazy, though. I mean, those people, especially because the problem with those people is they're the people who absolutely need to be medicated because not only will they wreck their own lives, they will wreck everybody's lives.
It's a miracle that I am a living human being. My dad used to do he did like heroin when he was like 8 years old. I'm not even fucking with you.
But those people ruin everybody's lives around them, and then because of the paranoia, they don't want to take meds or whatever. Oh, it makes me feel different. It makes me.
Well, and see what happens. They need to be on meds, is they're going to end up in jail because they don't take their meds, and they're not going to get any better in jail. And that's what happens in our society.
Yeah, it's pretty much the situation my brother's in. He's been in and out of jail like his entire adult life. He's just a non-functional human being, and it's awful. And you can't do anything. There's nothing you can do about it. You can't trust him to steal from your house. You can't give him a place to sleep. It's terrible.
It's the circle you go in. Once you get into the system, I mean, that's all it is. Because once you're inside jail, all you meet is other criminals, and you talk, and you either learn new stuff or you make new friends with these other, problem people. And then when you get out, you go back to the same area, the same situation you were in before, or you go hang out with the people you were inside with, and then you just repeat the pattern. You go back in because you do the same thing, and it's never-ending cycle.
Yeah, and it's really clear with him. Like he's textbook, and I don't think.
Holy shit, AGR! You should expand your west.
I know. I'm working on it.
Construction complete.
Kinda. I have an enigmatic fortress that was in that space, so I had to take it out first. And for some reason, my science ship didn't scan that spot, so I'm waiting on it to get back around to it, and then I'll just take all that territory all at once.
See, that's the problem. When all those
complete.
8K minerals I could borrow and not return.
No, I don't have any. I apparently built too many ships, and now my income is pretty not impressive.
When they did close all the institutions and stuff, all those people wound up back in jail.
Construction.
So, and now that's what the majority, well, not the majority, but a decent population of the jail or prisons is mentally ill individuals.
I agree.
Who aren't really getting any kind of treatment at all.
I agree, and it's my brother has some serious emotional trauma, and I know he is incapable of living as an adult. He's got some serious issues because,
construction complete.
I mean, I don't want to beat around the bush. His mother was a
construction complete.
I don't know if she was literally a prostitute, but she was definitely on some hardcore drugs. And didn't want anything to do with him, and he felt abandoned. And my dad, he always kept me fed, but he was, I think, for his first kid, a pretty terrible father. For me, he was not a great father, but at least he kept a roof over my head.
From first-hand experience, I can tell you the extent to any medical illness you could get in jail. And that is, we'll bring you in, we'll put you in a cell, and if you say you have some issues, we'll let you see our doctor, and our doctor is only going to prescribe you any medication you've been previously on. So if you you have some kind of medicine you were prescribed before for your mental illness, maybe you could get that again. If not, your only counselor is the correctional staff who hates everyone and doesn't want to deal with your bullshit. So good luck. We'll see you when you get out and you come back.
I mean, what they really need to do, what would solve so many problems, is bringing back the federal institutions. That is where they belong. I mean, all these homeless people that are everywhere now, they're all crazy people. They're all completely dysfunctional. They all have severe mental illness. It would get rid of that problem. You wouldn't have San Francisco, having shit everywhere on the sidewalk and all the other major cities. You wouldn't have these people shaking people down and screaming at you as you're walking down the street every day or camping. I literally had a woman set up fucking camp like 10 feet from my fucking patio and she's screaming to herself all the fucking time. I mean, it's fucking out of control, insane. And these people are fucking nuts. And it's not even humane to just throw them out there and just have them be homeless people, as they're talking to themselves, don't even know what the fuck is going on, getting drunk and high all the time. I mean, it solves every fucking problem.
So I was way up in the north of Upper Michigan, and apparently one of the ways like Detroit is dealing with some of the homeless is they're putting them on buses, dropping them off in small towns in bumfuck nowhere, Michigan, and then they can't afford to go anywhere.
Yeah, they do that out here as well, and that's the problem, is that it's all the city budgets are so stretched because they have to provide all these social services to do this, and the federal government needs to get this shit under control. The liberals need to fucking fuck off about this, and they just need to do it and get it sorted.
There's the two things. Number one, there needs to be funding for this. Number two, no one really gives a fuck for there to be funding about it. So
it's not
gonna change.
Nobody gives a shit about these people.
The federal funding is a drop in the bucket for this kind of shit. It's not substantial, compared to the overall budget at all. It would fix the local budget so much. It would have such a huge impact on cities.
I'm not saying there isn't money for it. I'm saying right now there isn't a budget for it. And then there's the third thing, that the problem with these facilities originally was there's no real regulations, no mandated anything. There's no like official anything to them, and that was a lot of the problems people had with them.
It is important that nowhere you go should be a black hole.
I mean,
you can lock these people up indefinitely. Well, that's the other thing. Then people would have to make, rules and regulations for these facilities, how long they could keep people, what kinds of things they could do without their consent.
Here's the answer to that.
No one's going to do that, though.
Here's the answer to that, Hayes. The nice thing is, for all this kind of shit, is every other country on Earth already has this figured out for the most part. Every Western country does it this way. All you have to do, there you go. You got your fucking standards and your blah, 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 right there. It's not like you're reinventing the wheel. All you got to do is
I've seen this, Spectre, and I don't think I can listen to this again. I'm sorry.
Who cares enough to do that? Who's going to do that in our government? No one.
Construction.
Well, guys, it's getting late, so I think it's time to call here.
All right, I accomplished nothing except for decimating my economy.
Hey,
I actually expanded
systems this game.
I expanded a little
I'm
bit.
so out of it all this whole time. I just not even in here. Wow.